Yo, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Some dreams stay dreams, but some dreams come true.
I just texted Nicole.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. She's at work right now, so I don't know when she's gonna read it, but she's gonna fucking freak out, dude. Because she's been saying like this whole time, she's been saying like, just don't fucking quit, just don't quit. It's okay to lose. Everybody loses at this. Like, but don't quit. Someday somebody's gonna give you real money, and you're gonna actually fucking have a shot. So don't quit. Jesus Christ, man.
I'm still taking it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like 2 days ago, I literally spent the whole day just like crying because Nicole came home from work and was like, my checking account is negative $100 or something, and I was just like, oh, that's fucking great, you know. It's gonna work.
It's darkest before dawn.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
It already has time is slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you're a really impressive fucking person, Mike, and I'm really, really lucky to have met you and made friends with you.
You might be the only person that he's ever liked. You understand?
Mm.
Like,
You think he liked
these
me?
people. Here's the thing. These. Do you understand? When I say I treat these people with kid gloves in this space,
Yeah.
kid gloves, absolute kid gloves.
Yeah.
Because decisions are made in a moment, in a snap. That's how decisions are made. And we don't need none of your bullshit. Stop talking to me. Why are you still talking? Hey guys, why are we still listening to this person talking?
Yeah.
Anyone?
I don't know.
Anyone? Because I have somewhere else to be. I have a family. I could be getting a pedicure.
Your wife is way more interesting than
Oh,
90% of the people that we're forced to listen to talk. Like, I would way rather just like go hang out with your wife.
he's the brains of the operation.
Yeah, that's the
What?
facts, dude.
And
Nicole.
when I tell, and when I tell people that, they're like, "Oh yeah," and they're like, "Fucking no idea."
No, dude, they don't understand. Like, guys like us can only be smart when we have the support of another person that's a whole person.
Yeah,
Like, we're not whole people. Like, we're able to
no.
do superhero shit, but only that. When it comes to fucking anything else, we're fucking stupid as shit.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't
That's a
pick my
relief
own
on it.
fucking suits. You think I picked out my suits? I own 5 or 6 suits. I didn't pick damn one of them. None of them. They're all from H&M, by the way. They're very nice. Very cheap.
Yeah, they have nice shit. I don't like people dumping on them. They got nice shit.
People
I
talk
went to
shit
Winners
about
with
them.
Ali.
Huh?
I went to Winners with Ali on the weekend.
I love Winners.
You went shopping, put on some new pants, for the physics
Yeah.
folk. Put on a new shirt,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But
There's nothing better than when you have like 2 or 3 like brand new white dress shirts in your closet, and like when you go to get dressed, you just put on a brand new shirt for like days in a row, and it feels so good.
oh man, I have this. I found like a champion sweater. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In the rack, and I was like, yeah, this is sick.
Yeah. Is it the one with
So,
like the champion logo, like real
yep.
small all over it?
This one has a really that would have been sick, but this one just had like the champion across the chest with a little C on the arm.
Right on, right on. Yeah.
But like going back, like, do you realize that 99.9% of the people, Lincoln or anyone else, would have just tuned out, just
Well,
completely tuned out?
I tried really hard not to say. I tried really hard to say less. People like that, they don't want you to say more. They don't. They don't make the decision on whether or not they're going to do the thing based on you convincing them. That is not how money thinks. That's not how money talks. That's not how money acts, right? Hi, Mr. Rogers. So I tried really hard to just shut the fuck up.
Oh, trust me, dude. I was doing the same, Gene. Doing the same, my man.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna just delete this space. But Gene, tell Mr. Raj what happened. I'll delete this space.
Okay. Well, I've been talking to Mike about, Bitcoin ever since Ruben decided to challenge my authority on the Bitcoin price. And we made some clips yesterday. We're working on a show where we talk about it. But basically, I sent him my P&L, like I exported my P&L and I emailed it to Mike, and Mike sent it to his friend, who is apparently just rich as fuck. I don't know exactly, but he's a real nice guy. And Mike was like, "Hey, this is my friend, and he trades Bitcoin at 100x profitably." Or I don't remember what he said because I'm still in between throwing up and crying. And the guy was like, "Okay, so what can you do with $10,000?" And I said, "Well, I can turn $10,000 into $100,000, certainly, for sure." And he was like, "Okay, I'll send you $10,000 right now. You show me that you can do that, or you run away with it. I'm not going to sign anything, no paperwork. I'll just send you $10,000." So I'm about to receive $10,000, which is enough to seed my own equity fund. I can turn 10,000 into 100,000. I can turn 100,000 into 1,000,000, which means that I probably won't ever have to worry about a job ever again.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, bro. I'm fucking happy for you, man. Dude, I'm gonna fucking cry.
Dude, congratulations. I know. I know.
Dude,
I
I
don't
can
cry
hear you,
often,
bro.
but yeah,
I can hear it in your
there's a
voice,
happy
bro.
tears. Awesome.
A year ago, I lived in my car, and everything got taken from me, and I worked really, really hard to do this, and I lost a lot of money, and I made a lot of money, and then I didn't quit. Holy shit! Hi, Zach.
I'm glad you didn't quit. Fuck yeah, man. Good shit, bro. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm super, super fucking happy for you, man. Super happy for you. This is a new beginning, my guy. So everything that happened in the past, that shit doesn't even matter. The only thing matters right now is you and your ability to keep pushing forward and keep striving for greatness. You're doing fucking great, bro. Keep it up.
thanks, man. Zach missed the thing, but Zach, I got uh, Mike's friend gave me $10,000 to trade Bitcoin with, so I won't have money problems ever again.
Dude, if I gave you $8,000, what do you think you could turn it into?
Well, I told Mike's friend that I would turn his $10,000 into $100,000. So I would turn your $8,000 into $80,000.
I'll give you fucking 10 grand.
You're shitting
No,
me.
I'll give you 10 grand. I'll split it with you. You turn my 10 grand into 50, you keep 50. A 50%, a 500% return, I'll take that fucking money all day long.
Okay.
All right. Give me 24 hours to talk to the wife.
Okay.
All right. Because
Jesus
I
Christ.
believe in you.
What the fuck is happening in the world right now? Thank
I
you, Zach.
believed in you. I believed in you.
If I fucking had 10 G's, I'd give them to
I
you
believe
too.
in you. I believed in you since the minute I met you. I was like, holy shit, this dude's smart. I wish I could put money into this guy. And so, yeah. Let me,
Thank you.
somewhere between 5 and 10. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. I suppose I should learn how to write a contract. I spent so much time learning how to trade Bitcoin. I didn't spend any time learning how to establish a fund. I'll do that.
Hey, there's actually, let me talk to my boy Victor. He has a friend who has a startup, and it's a hedge fund in a box. And you literally just fill it out, and you can make your own hedge fund.
Oh fuck, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that's the kid's startup. Is it's all the legal documents. It's all the everything you need to be your own kind of hedge fund, based on these micro hedge funds that you can start up.
Perfect.
So let me get you in touch with Victor, because I think that he could help you out with what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck. Did what?
Yeah, that's amazing. I would actually throw down money too if I had it. I trust my. And you guys, I mean, I've sat in these rooms with you guys for how many hours? I can't tell you. This is better than, you know what I mean? Like, better put money where you know the person, honestly. Than
Yeah.
you know.
I've always
Yeah,
thought
bro.
that too. Like
Seriously.
I've always
Instead of-
wanted to. My goal from the very beginning, when I realized that like you could really generate a lot of money with leverage, was to. I immediately started trying to build a social network, and Zach actually has his pinned tweet is about this. I just saw it today. I had never seen it. I'd never read it before. But like,
You know what the crazy thing is, Gene? The crazy thing is that all this didn't happen because of the knowledge that you know. Like everything happened because of you. People are investing into you and who the person that you are. That's why Mike was trying to keep the videos like as organic as possible. Because in order to truly sell something, you have to be able to sell yourself, and that's what you're doing, my guy. You're fucking selling yourself. You're fucking doing great. Keep it up, bro. Selling.
man, I thought I was just hanging out with the homies. I was pretty happy to just be making friends, friends that I respect.
That's what we're supposed to do, bro. Bring out our best qualities out of each other.
Yeah.
Good friends complement each other. Bad friends, they fucking, tear you down and do stupid shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Gene can still maybe disappear with the money, and we never hear from him again.
Well, I mean, you guys know where I live, so.
Look, I've lived enough life to not put too much stock in the future that I believe to be true. You understand?
If I can't, like, if I've sold all this shit for my future and I can't go, here's a guy that I actually believe in. Here's this is my one opportunity to invest in someone I believe in, and be like, this guy is going to not only return my money, at least just get me my money back, but I really do think you can, do much bigger things. Fuck. If you're like 10 grand's going to solve all my money problems, what the fuck? Bro, I just sold a house. I sold my truck. Like, my startup will survive without 5, 6, 7 grand. If that's going to be life changing money, I don't fucking need it. I'll give it to you. Fucking change your life. Fucking change my life in the process. I don't give a fuck. It's just money. I can earn it back.
I'm going to take this seed money and I'm going to make so much fucking money for you guys.
Yeah, I believe in people, man. Regardless, right? Like, if you're turning tricks under the fucking freeway, then fine. You know, I trust you, right? So yeah, I'm pulling on my bank, right? I'm
Now
pulling
that
on
you
my.
mention it,
And
I
like you
have been
said,
driving DoorDash. It kind of feels like the same thing.
like you said, is like, if this gets you from having to like exactly DoorDash to like survive, then fuck it, let's fucking do it so that you can put all your energy into it. Because if this is you half-assing it, I'd be scared to see what you're like putting all your energy into it. So, and then on
Yeah,
top of it,
dude.
it's like,
It
fuck,
really is me half-assing it, though. You're right about that, though, because I do
that's
like 40 things. I'm always
yeah.
hustling. I'm always trying to flip a camera or a watch, or hanging out in Twitter Spaces, pitching ideas to people. Like,
Plus, if you run away with the money, I'm just gonna tell everyone to look for gay Tony Stark.
yeah, dude, I'm not hard to find. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. Let me just look at it, and I already took care of everything I needed to for the next 6 months, so I got fucking money to throw at you, and we'll figure this fucking thing out.
We're going to the moon, boys.
I didn't know I could. I didn't know I could invest in you. Like, if you had just said something earlier, I would have been like, "Fuck, take my money."
I
the
didn't.
challenge is we always get interrupted by fucking. You understand?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Gene, like fucking Brad, he's like, he just leaves in the beginning. It's like, oh man, you're the only one I really want to talk to.
No, man, I can't. I can do like maybe if I eat a little bit of mushrooms, I can do the hippie stuff for a while.
I think it's just funny. Like, I was just talking to you on the phone for an hour, yelling into the wind, right? Basically. And then I was
Yeah.
like, all right, send me that shit. All right, so let me just type this up on my little Samsung notepad here. How's this sound? How's this sound? How's this sound? How's this sound? And then, you know what we used actually, Zach? Bottom line up front.
Yep.
Bluff.
It's like I was saying in the chat, Mike, is like, there's things that I know are scalable about what the process I've built with Win the
Mm-hmm.
War. It's just, if I'm the talent, then it's not scalable quickly, right? If I have to teach every single person I bring on, then it's not scalable. But if each unique person's interpretation is the value, right? If every person's unique way of presenting and changing the MDMP process is, maybe a client comes in and they're like, "Yeah, this really wasn't working after the first month. Cool. Here's we'll give you that month free. Do you want to try another coach? Sure, try another coach." It's depending on the lifetime value and finding the right demographics to cause the connection. Because the only way what I'm building works is that it creates an instant connection between the client and the individual, because you have this automatic thought idea that military service members are trustworthy, they have integrity, and you're talking to a leader of leaders, so they have leadership ability and they have this experience that you want. If that premise, if that assumption is not true, and that connection doesn't hold, then the people who come to my organization wouldn't stay. But we have clients. I mean, we have clients that have been on with the program for over a year and a half, because they've been like, this shit fucking works. They've spent $300 a month for almost 2 years,
Wow.
because that's how much value they find in just having someone they can call at an instant and be like, this is what I'm going through, reframe it for me.
Yeah.
And framing it into words that tactically make them go, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing, is like, if I can't scale that effect, then it's a cool small business and it's a great coaching company, but it doesn't go beyond that.
I think you can scale it, man. I really do.
I think so too. I was talking with an officer, one of the majors well, he's a lieutenant colonel now, but I was talking with him today, and he was talking he was like, well, the thing about officers is we're a great generalist and you can put us in different situations and we figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, the difference is that you charge 6 figures minimum to get a job like this in the civilian world. If I can find the right NCOs, I can do it for less than $200 a month, right? So like,
Yeah.
it's not any NCO can do this. You have to find the right NCOs who have the right thought process and bring them into the fold so that they can learn how to articulate it. And essentially what it is leveraging talent that doesn't know that they're talented, because their entire military career, they've just been a blunt force object,
Right.
So teaching
Yeah.
them how to use that scalpel is the hardest part. But going back to Brad, right? Like I'm just like, I think that this could be huge, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is, man. I really do.
I really hope that you'll stay with using crypto oracle
Crypto
capital.
Oracle Capital. I was just sitting here rolling a joint and thinking about that while I was listening to you. And I was like, I might have to change the name.
I don't think so.
Why?
I think we should keep the name, boys.
I think we should keep the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's perfect. And then you could be, since you're blockchain, you could be clockers.
Oh, fucking well played, sir. Well fucking played.
But honestly, like, brand is one of the most important parts. And if I talked with you, right, and it wasn't supposed to be serious, like,
Yeah.
you are better when you're free flowing, kind of fun, right? And if you
Yeah.
created this very stuffy type thing, then you're not going to feel the same way. You're not going to approach it the same way. So like, like, if it's from this lighthearted place, it's going to help, right? And I think it'll help you feel like you can really just go all out. So
Right. I think you're right, man. And I think it'll remind, if I keep the name, it'll remind me that, like, because it's gonna be terrifying when I open the position, right? I'm going to be literally shitting myself, but I'll think about the name and I'll be like, oh, no, this is the same thing that I did with one contract. This is fine. This isn't fucking serious.
And guess what happens if you lose all my money?
I commit Harry Carey.
No, absolutely fucking nothing, because $5,000, like, in the grand scheme of things, I have a full-time job that will pay me no matter what. And I'm about to get a giant raise for going warrant officer. If I don't take advantage of this, like, my risk profile now is so fucking great that's why I chose to do all this. Is like, if I didn't start Win the War now and I didn't do it, I'd never do it, because my risk profile is only going to go up from here. So I might as well take advantage of being able to throw money at things when I can. Plus, honestly, I only can live this way and do these things because my wife makes buku, and I could just call her and be like, I lost $5,000. Can you help me? I literally had an accounting error with Win the War like 3 months ago, and called her and was like, hey, one of the freelancers that was supposed to be doing all of our bill pay fucked up, and it's going to cost me like $6,000. She's like, do you need me to wire you the money? And I was just like, is that going to be okay? She's like, it's literally one wedding. I'll schedule another wedding. And I was like, thank you. So, like, people always ask me, like, why do you work? I was like, because I love what I do. And they're like, why are you trying to do all this? I was like, because I will never have this opportunity to have the risk profile I do, because my wife is such a fucking badass.
Dude, that's why I do it. Like, when I was talking to Mike yesterday, and he was like, why do you trade Bitcoin? And I was like, I fucking love it. Like, I don't have any money in the market right now. I have zero money in my brokerage account right now because you should never leave money in exchanges. I'm still looking at the chart while we're sitting here talking. I'm smoking a joint, talking to you guys, and I'm looking at Bitcoin. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. It's a video game, right? It's dopamine. I'm right. And when I'm right, my brain lets me have happy chemicals. And when I'm wrong, my brain takes the happy chemicals away.
I think it's just so funny because like we're just talking for an hour. I'm like, Gene, what does it sound like? It sounds good. You ready? All right. I messaged our friend. Okay, he's looking at the messages. Okay, I'm gonna give him a call now.
I didn't.
And he goes, hey, I want you to meet my friend Gene. And Gene goes, oh, my name is Brad. I'm like, how come you don't even know the motherfucker's name that you're like introducing me to right now? That's how we
Like, he
started the
does
call.
know my name. He just calls me Gene.
I just call you Gene because that's what I see on the Twitter space. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, so talk. So he's like, all right, what is it? Giddy up.
Mm.
Do you remember what you said? I can't even remember now.
No, dude. I have no idea what I said.
You didn't have to say much, did you?
No.
Did you have a what's the movie with Will Ferrell where he joins the fraternity and then he has to debate on stage and he just blacks out and then just says a bunch of shit? Old School, where
Oh,
Will Ferrell
yeah.
just blacks out and says like the perfect reply and
Yep.
Well, no, it's because of bottom line up front.
Yeah.
It's because of what I sent to Lincoln before I even gave him a call. Bottom line up front. This is what it is. These are where the bodies are buried when you do the background check.
I can take it.
That was
And
it.
what the bottom line
That
up
was
front is that I can take $100 and turn it into $1,000 in a day. I do it all the time.
And 19 years ago, he
Oh
had an
shit! So
infraction with the law.
you're telling me that you're taking small depositors?
I mean, I,
Dude, bottom line up front.
bottom
Blah.
line up front.
That's it. There's your case study for
And he
bottom
asked
line up
me,
front.
I remember now, he asked me why I'm not a billionaire. He
And
said,
what'd you say?
if you can do that, why aren't you a billionaire? And I said, because I've been trading $16 at a time. And I trade my own money, which means it's not that much money. I leave it in the market. I don't care if it liquidates. I was like, if you look at my P&L, it's just any losing trade is liquidate. Because it's first of all, it's $10 fucking dollars. It's $16 fucking dollars. Who cares, right? Like, who gives a shit? Like, that's why I don't have $1 billion though.
I'm going to tell you a story. I knew a guy in Florida, and he was playing poker on one of those free poker sites. And he got to like 1 million tokens or whatever they were using, right? Not real money, fake money. So he gets up to 1 million tokens, and then somebody offers him to buy them. He's like, "What the fuck? You want to buy these worthless tokens? All right, here you go." And then he makes $1 million tokens again, and somebody else buys them. They're like, "All right, here you go." He's like, "You know what? I probably should start using money now." And so he went from like doing that to like playing 10 hands at a time. And then the US said no more online poker, and he had to, I think he opened a car dealership with his brother.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I'm typing.
Yeah, no worries.
Nicole looked at the text that I
Oh,
sent
she
her.
looked at the text. What'd she say?
She said, question mark 4 times. What the fuck? From who? What? What is going on? So I said, Mike's friend owns a hedge fund, and Zach's throwing in as well.
And Mr. Raj, if you're taking small depositors.
Yeah, man. All the homies are welcome to throw in.
Wait, Gene, you got a bank account that's attached to what you trade with right now?
I actually don't use a bank account. I use PayPal to do that. But Nicole has an account that you can transfer to.
So like if I wired you, let's say $1,500 right now, right? You keep 750 of it for right now, right? Turn the other, like, let's say 750 into, let's say, $5,000, right?
Yeah.
So you turn it into $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 2,500. You keep 2,500.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Nicole's
Wow.
at work right now.
And no, I'm saying this is like, as soon as you get the info, just give me give me it. I'll send it right now, and
Okay.
then that'll give you more video content, right? If you can loom it,
Wow.
that will give you more use cases at scale, because then instead of you sending me back the 2,500, just take the 2,500, put it all in.
Yeah.
Turn the 2,500 into, like, let's say 10, right? And then take $5,000 of it, keep my 5, put the 5 back in, right? I'm out $1,500. Who the fuck cares at that point, right? And now just just take your half and then use my second half and run it run it all the way up until it comes to 1,500. Do whatever the fuck you want to do with it, right? It's like, but the 750 is just me saying, here, for your time for trying it. Like,
Okay.
take 750 and then use my 750, my half, to use it as the use case and show it at scale greater than a couple of bucks. And let's fucking just prove this model out. Fuck it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait until other people start throwing in money. I'm just gonna start throwing money at you. Let's fucking do this.
Must be nice.
I have no idea what life is right now, but we're living it, boys.
Fuck it, right? Like, instead of that way, I don't have to worry about it. We just run it that way, and then once you prove
And you know what?
the
Being
model,
able to tell Nicole right now, being able to tell Nicole that like she can just leave that 750 in her checking account,
yeah,
like that'll take so much stress off of her, because I've been trying to hustle like about $10 into $1,000 so that we could pay rent next month.
yeah, fuck it. I'll send you $2,000. Keep $1,000 in the account. Use my other $1,000 to start fucking showing the proof of case. If you lose $2,000 of my money, I don't give a fuck. Okay,
I
so
won't lose your money, Zach.
dude, I don't want you worrying. I want you being just like you are now, like it's your money and you don't give a fuck, right? So honestly, I don't care. Just take it. I believe in you, and do whatever you think is best. If you take all $2,000 and go pay your rent for the next 3 months because that's what you need to do, I don't give a fuck.
Zach's a real investor. Only put in what you can afford to lose.
Zach's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I
I'll tell
mean,
you what. The other day when I
I
was
can
fucking
sacrifice $2,000 today. It would probably take me 30 days to de-risk so that I could give you a full 5 to 10. So I'll give you $2,000 right fucking now. That's well within my profile. So
yeah,
let's fucking do this.
and we can start making money right away. Because I know I can make money off of $10, right?
You are rewarded in public for what you practice in private.
Thank you, guys. Really, fucking amazing.
Just have fun.
It's gonna be fucking so much fun. Just imagine that, like, I'll sit there and I'll watch a position go from 5% to 10 to 40 to 50. Once we get over 100, I get real fucking stoked about it. Once I get over 250, then I start getting real stoked about it again. But I really start to feel great at about 350, 400%, right? And we're talking about, like, the other day I closed at 354%. It was a $16 trade. And it was a 75x instead of 100 because I forgot to change the setting. But I closed and I went from having $16 in my account to having like $89 or something like that in my account. I was like, oh, that feels pretty good. I feel really good about that. I even sent a screenshot to Mike. But imagine how good that's going to feel with $10,000, $1,000, $11,000. Like,
Yeah, that's a fucking different animal, bro. Like,
yeah,
that's a different. you're playing
Yeah.
with the big boys now. You know,
Yeah.
like this is some big boy shit, Gene. You're
Like
ooh,
like
I'm happy for you.
$1,000 at
I'm happy for you,
100x
bro.
is $100,000 position size. $10,000 at 100x is $1 million position size, I think.
Fucking,
I
you're
mean,
gonna be a whale, bro. You're gonna be a
we,
fucking whale.
we spent some time. I mean, consider the process that we went through, though, right? How long we been talking to you, Brad?
How long have I been talking to you? Or
Yeah, like you've been talking to us, pretty much, right? How
yeah,
long has it
I
been?
mean, a couple weeks at least, right?
Has it only been a couple of weeks?
Couple of
Yeah, dude,
months,
it's been
maybe.
like a
I don't
fucking
know.
month.
I don't know
It's
how
I
been
don't
long
like
know
I've
a
known
month.
you
anymore,
guys. Maybe a month or two.
right? And
30.
eventually, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say 38 days if you can't decide on the number.
There you go. 38 days.
38 days it is. I mean, Gene, Web3, you know how to do this Twitter Space developer stuff. So I was thinking, man, maybe he actually does know the days. You in the JSON there? Can you tell through the speaker diarization what is the first time that Gene spoke in the Twitter Space?
I'm
That's
not that
funny.
deep.
Yeah, right. But eventually, that data object is there somewhere, or as we can wait for it to be released. But yeah, I mean, like, think about it, right? Like, how long have we been talking? A while, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And remember how it started, right? With Ruben. Ruben's like,
yeah.
yeah, fuck off. You can't do that shit. And you're like, yes, I can. He's like, fuck off. And he's like, all right, so let me look at it right now. So the top's going to be 24 grand. And then on Friday, it was like 23,800 and God knows what it was, right?
Yeah.
63. And I was like, oh shit, these up $146 within the top.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never seen that before. And then we just kept talking and just kept talking and just kept
Yeah, I
talking.
think you DM'd me or like we were DMing or something, and I was like, yeah. And I was like very unimpressed with it. As a matter of fact, I
There.
like to be closer.
It's just one of those things where if you look through my profile and you go from : add attract funding and look at my tweets from 2018 and 2017, you'll know why I don't talk to these people about blockchain. We had these conversations in fucking 2016.
Yeah,
Catch up, motherfucker.
boring.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I don't like
Nobody
to
wants
talk
to
about
talk about the Bitcoin standard anymore. Fuck
it.
Saifedean.
Look, it just at the end of the day, these are 5-year-old conversations, and if you
Mhm.
think you know the future with 5-year-old conversations, what could we possibly help you with?
Right.
There's not enough hours in the day,
No.
right?
The only thing that makes Bitcoin interesting to talk about is trading it.
That's
Like,
it. That's
that's
it.
it.
Leave the fucking philosophy at the door. We don't give a shit.
Right.
Well, Wittgenstein, and you want to talk about Turing, and you want to talk about Whitehead, and fucking go back to Heraclitus. You can't even spell Heraclitus. You don't even know if Plato got his shit. Why don't we just shut the fuck up? Do you have anything at all that you can show me? No. Then why are we even still talking?
And dude, you know what I'm gonna do with the? I'll set up the hedge fund, and I'll take a salary, and I'll take the profit that doesn't go back into leverage trading, and I'll buy HODL coins, and I'll make a little basket of coins that I've known are gonna survive for years because I've been watching them for years, and I'll hold that on the balance sheet, and that'll grow over time. So all of the money that's levered in the market will be covered by the holdings at some point in the future, and that shouldn't ever become relevant as long as I still maintain a market edge.
I mean, the bigger thing here that I see is that now that at least the people in this room right now understand what the fuck is up, like, just hurry up. Does that make sense? If you want to
Yeah.
do it, like, probably now is the time to do it.
Yeah.
Probably now is the time to do whatever the fuck you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
Because I cannot hold windows of opportunity open. There is not a pair of hands on the planet strong enough to hold a window of opportunity open.
No. And it's not God's fault that you didn't see him sending you pieces of a boat. I think some people would have maybe like not taken what happened today seriously. I think like there's a lot of people in the crypto space that claim to want to do what I'm doing, and they wouldn't have taken the opportunity seriously because they're lying. And they would have made an excuse about how, oh, well, that's not enough money to start a hedge fund, right? Well, fuck off. You don't know anything about anything because hedge funds are fucking unregulated. $5 is enough.
But do you see how similar the guy you just talked to is similar thinking of Zach? You just
Yeah.
went through the same questions.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's like I remember when I went to prison, I learned a really fucking valuable lesson. And it's something I've carried with me my whole life, and it's always done me value. Never say you can do something that you cannot do. Because if you surround yourself with serious people, they will come to you and ask you to do it. And if you can't do it, you're going to look like a real fucking asshole. Or in this situation where we're at right now, you're going to get the shit beat out of you. And that's a lesson I carried with me forever. I've been running around Twitter telling people I trade Bitcoin profitably at 100x, and I've not been taken seriously until now. But it's cool because I know that I can do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly, bro. You ain't got to tell nobody anything. Just fucking do it. Just be like, all right, cool. Y'all don't believe me? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you I can do it. And when I do it, I'm gonna fucking put it in your face. And you ain't gonna have shit to say. I'm gonna walk the fuck away. I'm gonna do it again.
Right.
I'm gonna keep doing it over and over and over until you motherfuckers.
Look, the next time you hear about Brad, it might be in the press release. You understand me? With the way the volatility works.
Say that. Wait, say that again, Mike.
The next time you hear about cock, it might be in a press release. You understand?
Yeah.
Dude. Cock blocker right there.
I need water.
Amy,
If
what's
you ain't
up?
choking, you ain't smoking.
So Brad, I liked what you said. I was listening to you guys on my laptop, so that's why I wasn't coming up to speak because I don't know if you can actually. I mean, I don't know if you can like do the speaking thing on the laptop. I've only really accessed Twitter on my Twitter Spaces on my phone mostly, but oh, my daughter has something going on in the background. I I liked what you said because I agree with that if you say you can do something, you better know how to do it. But you know what, there's some people in this world like they don't care about what the consequences are because they're so hungry for the money. Like they'll try to scam because they think that they can get away with it, and and they'll just do it, whatever. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying anybody in this room, but there are a lot of people who they don't care about what people say about them, like they just don't care, and it's pretty unfortunate.
No, but what we're talking about is there's a window of opportunity. Either you seize it or you don't. And when someone tells you that they're going to do something, they better fucking buck the fuck up and fucking either do it or don't say anything because somebody might call them out on their BS and they might not be able to perform right then and there and they're going to end up looking like a jackass. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about. But it's not about, we're
Oh
not talking
yeah,
about
no.
scamming. We're just talking about like people in general, just like they have a window of opportunity and everything's aligning for them and they just didn't take it. And my big man fucking Gene took that fucking shit. He took it and he's about to run for the fucking hills. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what? What happened? I feel like I missed something
Yeah.
really important.
Brad, you want to recap the past couple of hours?
Yeah, I guess in the last 2 hours, I've raised somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 of capital to start an investment fund where I trade Bitcoin and smoke weed at my desk, which is ideal for me.
Okay. And like I guess like a lot of people in this space or something have been sending you money and you're like investing it and stuff. I mean,
So basically, Mike and I have been talking about how I trade Bitcoin for a while, and Mike has a buddy that's involved in like a hedge fund, and he called the guy, and I talked to the guy, and the guy was like, "I'll give you $10,000," and I was like, "Cool, I can turn that into $100,000," and and Zach's gonna throw in some money too because he's the homie, and I love him forever. Uh, and then anybody else that wants to, I suppose, is welcome to. And then Zach is going to link me up with a guy who has a startup that makes it's basically a hedge fund in a box. It's just all the paperwork, everything you need to start a hedge fund, and I'll fill all that stuff out. And yeah.
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wow, that's
Aren't you just
very
so
interesting.
fucking happy for him? Like, aren't you just so happy for
We
him that
just
Oh
he's
yeah,
we just we
yeah,
just
sure,
started a
fuck
hedge
yeah,
fund. We just started a
yeah,
hedge fund.
fuck yeah, good shit, dude.
yeah. Do you have
I've been
like a
trying to do
name
this
for
for
it or
years.
like I don't
Huh?
know? Do you have a name for it or?
Yeah, it's Crypto Oracle Capital.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah,
It's an acronym.
yeah.
It's an
Oh,
acronym.
yeah, cock.
Yep. We're keeping it.
You should be talking like that in front of the kids, Amy. Come on.
I mean, it's like it could be a rooster,
Yeah.
Cock-a-doodle
Dude, I have a friend on
doo.
Twitter. His name is Cocklord, but like legitimately, it's because he used to have to. He used to have a chicken farm. Like,
Did he have any big black
Fantastic.
cocks?
I got chickens, and my family seal is the cock.
my last
Is
name
it
is
a black
Cox.
cock or is it like a white cock, a brown cock? Like what color cock is it?
Mine is white.
What's your last name?
Cox.
Spell it.
COX.
You a good guy.
Huh?
I said you a good guy. We ain't probably from the same tree.
Oh, really?
Yep,
What's your name?
Cox.
Where are you from?
Originally from Mississippi, but my original family came in Virginia way long ago.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
My last name. My dad grew up in Pine Village, Indiana. Which is a teeny tiny fucking town in Indiana that I think by now is mostly burned down. Uh, so yeah, around the Indiana, Illinois area. I also have Emersons in my family.
That's cool. I got French Fredericks and Delmasses and a bunch of people that left Napoleon. So
Right on. Well, hey man, we're probably related. So
Hey,
we're
have
homies.
y'all ever
that's the
referred
reason
to
why
as the Cox boys?
I recommended the rooster when we were talking about it last time when y'all were coming up with the names. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's funny. Maybe you guys are related to NFTs are worthless.
Really?
Yep. You should ask them.
Huh.
It's a good
I mean, are you
possibility.
doxing him too now, Mike?
You know how it is.
That's a half dox.
Yeah, that's what we call adoption.
That's a Cox dog.
Adoption?
A cox dox.
Cock doc.
Yeah, hot dogs. It's a film festival for porn. Hot dogs.
A film festival for roosters who are artistic and misunderstood.
I think that what might be interesting is that, a lot of people would have looked at you, Brad, as like the least sophisticated person in the room. But what we're really discussing is the fact that you would actually have the fund that could invest in everyone else's startups. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Isn't that so fucking wild that everyone would have treated you like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. And then all of a sudden you're Mr. Moneybags and be like, hey, remember that project you had? How many thousands did you need? Oh, yeah? All right. So here, I'm going to send you this. You're in a position to make more money than all of us combined. Congratulations.
Fuck you, Mike. Why do you have to fucking put it like that? Jesus.
How else are you gonna put it? You know,
Uh,
how else do you put it?
I'm still gonna dress like gay Tony Stark though.
Let me tell you something. The best time to start this shit is now when the Bitcoin price is low, not
Yeah.
when it's high.
Yeah.
Not when it's high.
The fund is gonna be DCAing into Bitcoin at a very low price.
Yes.
So in 5 years,
Yeah.
this fund is gonna be worth $1 billion.
And you just, I remember when we ended the call, I was like, yeah, time is slow. This has already happened. I saw it already.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Lincoln for years, dude. And we laugh at the same people. That's how we get along. I think that's the reason I get along with people is because we make fun of the same people. And so it's like, it was just refreshing to be able to have like a short conversation and say, hey, what's going on? All right, giddy up. Sounds good.
I can't believe it, man. It's amazing. I'm so thankful. I'm so lucky.
Well, that's the CFO of the fucking decade, so enjoy. Like literally, the CFO of the decade.
Dude, the car I'm driving used to belong to an executive at Oracle.
Nice. I love Larry Ellison.
He gave it to me, not Larry Ellison, but Nicole's dad is an executive at Oracle.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Nice. You
By the
guys
way,
get along?
he told me, oh yeah, man, he's a great guy. He told me that they're working on some really cool, basically self-managing database stuff with AI.
Yeah, the autonomous database. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I
And
love watching Larry Ellison talk.
Yeah, dude. He according to him, it's pretty much done.
Look, the only people who have more data than Oracle is probably the military, and the military is probably using Oracle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I would almost guarantee that the military uses Oracle.
right? There's a reason that people get Oracle certified professional. You know how hard it is to find a database and engineer, like an actual database
Like a
developer.
real database
Oh
engineer.
my god,
it's hard.
dude! I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it, I can't do that. I thought you were a recruiter. Yeah, I am a recruiter, but that's something you're asking for something that almost doesn't
it's
exist.
the most boring job. Like,
fuck, dude. A database developer.
Nobody wants that job.
The last time I placed a guy that was it was a couple of guys I knew. The one was a Sri Lankan dude. I placed him at Toyota 20 years ago. He was like a Crystal Objects developer. Remember Crystal Reports? Anyways. Yeah. And so he was a Crystal Reports developer. The other guy was it's a database guy. That was for Rogers. And he was like a database architect. And I was like, hey, so how much money you want to make? He's like, he was making about like $120 at the time. And I'm like, so they're only offering like 90. And he's like, to be honest with you, 90 is fine. This job is like 5 minutes away from my house. If I can spend more time with my kids, $90 is more than enough. And that's when I realized like people don't really give a shit about where they work. They just don't want a long commute so they can get back to the things that really matter.
Yeah. That's so true, dude.
It's so strange because
that is absolutely true. I'm about to take a pay cut, probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, and then a pay raise, right? And like a pay cut, and then a pay raise, and a massive opportunity after that. But yeah, because I want to live somewhere else, and I would rather live where I'm going than here.
So is it happening?
It's getting close. It's getting really close. Wow. I'm gonna say I'm sitting at like 83%, 80%. We're gonna do 80%, 82%. like for sure going now. So
How long would you have before you pack bags and fly across the country?
dude, probably days. When the decision is
No.
made, when the decision is made, it'll be like, how fast can you get out here? And I'm like, well, how fast does it take me to drive? Because I want my car over there. Yeah, you need to have independence when you move to a new place. But yeah, no, absolutely, it would be immediate. Yeah.
That's amazing for both of you guys. I mean, but that's the thing. That's why I'm so happy for Genius, for Gene, for Genesis, for Bradley. Yeah, man. No, I mean financial freedom, bro. Like, it feels so good when you don't have to worry about your fucking finances, dude. Like, oh my god, it's like
I've
dude,
never had it.
busting one every single day. Like when you wake up, you're just like, oh fuck, I feel so nice to wake up in the morning and not have to fucking worry about how I'm gonna pay this fucking bill, how am I gonna do this? Do I gotta, where do I gotta put this on hold to pay this? Just all those extra fucking stresses that life isn't meant to worry. You're like, life wasn't
Yeah,
meant
dude.
to worry about.
It makes you old real fast. I've been doing it for 20 years, man.
Dude, I feel boring as fuck. Like, god damn, I feel like an old fuck having to. I was like, take me back to fucking high school where I could freaking not worry about shit.
Bro, I consider people who can like I consider people who can fly somewhere for a weekend very rich.
Yes.
Like,
yes, bro.
I have never legally made more than $60,000 a year.
Brad, catch Casey up on the latest.
Well, Casey, I own a hedge fund now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a thing. I got $10,000 from Mike's friend, and some more money from Zach, and maybe some more money from other people. And Zach's gonna hook me up with a guy who makes a hedge fund in a box kit, where I can just fill out all the paperwork and be done. And yeah. That's a pretty simple fucking plan. We're starting it when Bitcoin is at $23,830.50. So I'm gonna take I'll take a salary from the fund, and I will take some percentage of the fund's holdings and leverage trade, and another percentage of the profit I'll put into DCAing into Bitcoin and other crypto assets that I believe in. Yes, Amy.
Did you say you were waiting for the number to hit 23,000? What was that?
No, I just said that the fund will be DCAing into Bitcoin, and it's just under 24,000 right now, like day of. So it's a really good position to start a fund that holds Bitcoin on the balance sheet, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it is just really hovering just below 24,000. It did reach that, like, I think a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, it's 24,200 and something.
Hey, Gene, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man. Gene, is there like any type of regulations that you have to operate within, or
Hedge funds are not regulated.
shut the fuck? Really?
They're
Yeah.
they're regulated beyond a certain number of millions of dollars, but micro hedge funds are not.
No.
Okay, all right.
All I have to do is pay taxes.
Any licensing or anything like that?
No.
No.
Oh my god.
But
Casey, I'll send you the micro hedge fund place, because I would love your financial opinion on it too, because I am not a professional at that, and so your guidance in that regard could help here too. So I'll send you the website I sent Genesis.
I'm going to be real blunt. That's not actually my expertise, but I will do everything I can.
Well, it's any kind of financial help, and maybe not hedge fund, but you might see something and go, that doesn't sound right. Where I was like, this is awesome. And you're like, no, this is stupid.
Yeah, and Casey, you should know that I've already taken the SIE, and I have sponsorship from Bankers Life, which is it's pretty big. It's like $210 billion of assets under management. They're a broker dealer. So I'm waiting right now for my felony expungement. When my felonies are expunged, I'll be taking. I've already passed the Oregon life and health test and the SIE, so I'll be taking the series probably 65.
I'm sorry, are you expunging or sealing?
Expunging.
Wow. Okay.
The Banker's Life is paying for the expungement.
Fuck yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So I
Hell yeah.
am educationally qualified to manage real money, but I am not educationally qualified to pay taxes.
The IRS isn't either, so don't feel bad. Oh, dude, congratulations, man. That is awesome.
Thank you. So yeah, man, I know your Mike was telling me, I didn't even know that you were into like financial literacy.
Oh, that's my
Yeah. So I'm going to need a really reliable and trustworthy accountant. Can you help me find one?
I can help you find an accountant. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my God, you guys are starting a full-fledged business right now.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
Welcome to the syndicate.
It started 30 days ago. Time is slow.
Oh, thanks, Casey. I just saw your DM.
I sent you a DM also,
Okay, let me
Brad.
go back and look.
Stop sending the naked pics, Amy. Jesus.
It's only feet. It's only feet. Okay.
I'm the one that sends full nudes, Casey. I'm the one that sends the full nudes.
Yeah, but you always got the Bane mask on, so it's not.
I am replying to the DMs.
You merely adopted the dog.
No, hey, before AM, did I hear your job efforts are proceeding? Is that what I picked up on when I was coming?
Yeah. Well, in my industry, it's very Game of Thronesy, so you don't really know until it's happening. So yeah, no, I think I'm making a move because I think it's the best move for me over there. And and look, their managing positions are starting at like 100,000.
Fuck yeah.
And I have management positions in the industry already, so there's no reason why I can't get this job.
Do you have your resume? Do you need a resume for this, or is it always like?
It's funny because I think I don't need a resume. Here's the funny thing: I probably don't need a resume to actually get the job offer, but I probably need to have a resume for them for HR. If that makes sense.
We were 30% of the way there last time. You just let me know.
I know. It's happening. It is happening. No, I honestly, my work is very difficult because I'm in a position where I cannot use my hands, so I can't text. I can't do anything else other than my work. So, it's not like other jobs where you can kind of, you can be somewhere else, but then be on the computer doing something else. And you know what I mean? So like, I have the time I have. So, but yeah, but I'm working on it. But yes, I think it's important for me to have an actual resume instead of just being like, oh, you don't need, like, I know I don't need it for the job, but I know they're going to have it on file. So.
Well, same thing as last time you buzz, and we'll fill it out on the phone.
You're amazing, Casey. You're amazing. You really are. You're truly a real asset in life. just you being alive.
Casey, stop trying to be a sweetheart. I'm not sending you any more nudes, all right?
What the fuck? Dude, for all the Bitcoin I've sent you, oh, I gotta send you Doge. That's how I get more nudes out of you. I understand.
No, I only send nudes for acts of kindness. All right, so stop being so nice. You're not getting any more.
Shit, oh God, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but you're like pretty jacked, bro. So like, you know.
OnlyFans.
I am the smallest, fattest I've ever been in the last like 10 years.
Do
'Cause,
you
like,
really work out with a fucking Bane mask on? By the way,
I do. So it's not it's an oxygen deprivation mask. So
you
so it
sadistic son of a bitch.
so it
Yeah, it's a high
literally
altitude training mask.
so they don't actually it actually doesn't restrict the amount of O2 you get, but it
Mm-hmm.
restricts it creates uh, a deficit in how hard your diaphragm needs to pull to fully oxygenate. And so really what you're doing
Whoa.
is just
What?
training your diaphragm to control
Oh
and
my God.
process oxygen better.
Do you guys understand what the fuck he's talking about?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's like high
diaphragmatic breathing,
altitude. Yeah,
dude.
military high altitude training shit.
Diaphragmatic breathing is like the most important thing in meditation. If they deleted 99.999% of all Buddhism, they would say, just diaphragmatic breathe. That's what they would say.
That's exactly
Fucking kill,
why I
dude.
still because the they call it oxygen deprivation mask, but they actually have new masks they're super expensive, but it actually replaces the O2 thinner into the system, so like it can mimic like Colorado training atmospheres. I don't have that. I have a mask that creates a deficit so that my diaphragm has to work harder, so that I'm working on deeper, slower breaths, because it mimics when you have to wear a gas mask in chemical situations.
Okay,
So
now say that again, but in the Bane voice. Oh, you merely adopted it. I was born to it.
but I told Mike the other day is I got dared by a client that I'm 30, I couldn't if I got fat I wouldn't be able to lose the weight, so I put on 60 pounds. So now I'm working on trying to lose the 60 pounds in the next like 3 to 4 months.
You fatty.
I am. I wake up every morning,
You
I
know
look
what?
in the mirror and I say I hate myself, go work out.
Oh, and listen, I bet that it's not really as bad as what you're saying. I mean, like I think I've even seen you. Well, I mean, I haven't seen a full picture of you, but I mean, like you definitely look super muscular, though. I mean, from what I can
You know,
gather.
I
Oh
was
yeah,
looking through
shoulders up I look great, but
and
I'm one of those people where I don't put weight in certain areas, but my love handles are pretty massive right now. So, but
I
it's
mean, more to love, you know.
yeah,
Lucky lady
but
your wife is, you know.
it's just one of those things where like I don't know. I just want to prove to someone that like it doesn't matter how old you are. It just matters where you put your focus and your energy. And like as long as I 100% agree like that there are medical things that prevent
there's also poor
right.
connections that blockchain.
But yeah, I just think that I think it's more about being healthy, right? Like I think that there's a way to be healthy without needing to look super ripped. But I also think that there's very few super ripped people that aren't healthy. So, just my opinion. This is
I,
not
There's a
medical
lot of
advice.
super rich people that are not healthy.
I heard this statement.
Dude, you guys can know for sure that if I actually do get really wealthy, and I think I actually probably will, I am not keeping it.
Bro, all
I
you gotta
don't
do
I
is
don't
work out.
need it. I don't need to live like that, bro. I'm gonna get like a cool old helicopter and put it in a cool old barn somewhere, and I'm fucking the fuck off. Nice, reliable internet connection to do my job, and I'm gonna fly around in my fucking helicopter, and I'm giving the rest away.
So there's an old platoon sergeant who kind of screwed my career when I was younger, and I had to work really hard to like get back on track. And he went pilot, and so he just got certified as a pilot, and I just saw him, and he was like, "Oh, how's everything going?" I was like, "Oh, I started a company." He's like, "Oh yeah, how's that going?" I was like, "One day you're gonna fly my helicopter around, bitch." And he just like looked at me like, "What?" And I was just like, "I hate you. Stop talking to me," because he literally is one of the most toxic, terrible leaders I've ever met. And I told him he's gonna have to fly my helicopter, and then he was just like, "Well, you'll still be paying me." I was like, "I will pay you to stay on the ground and never fly." I really hate this person. Like, I don't hate very many people. I have a short list. It's only 4 people long, and he's at the top of it. So
So, Gene, how long ago did you start this journey? When did you lose? When did you experience your first liquidation?
Well, the first serious trade I ever made is when I stole the $40,000 from either my bank or Coinbase. I'm not really sure which one it was. That would have ended up coming after me for it. I didn't really Google it. I didn't really know how to Google who was going to come after me. I assumed it would probably be the FBI, though. Anyway, it's fine. I stole like $40,000 from them, and I put it all into Shiba Inu.
wait. Before you say anything, you allegedly. All right, allegedly. The space is recorded.
Oh, well, I gave it back within 5 days, so technically it wasn't stolen. It was just leveraged. So
Oh my god.
so what happened was I saw the social impact that Shiba Inu was having, and it was ramping up really quickly. I used the TikTok algorithm to gauge how fast things are like gaining traction. You know, um, it's not only the best suggestion algorithm in the world, but it's also like has the largest user base uh, collecting data, and you can always trust a Chinese company to do some evil shit that is also kind of magical. Mm. It's how they get away with being so evil. Anyway, um,
You know what's so funny, Brad? My wife is Jamaican Chinese.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean the Chinese people. I meant the Chinese government.
Oh no, I'm not offended at all. I'm in the background nodding like, yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, they
What's
also have
funny?
the best startup model in the history of the world. China is collapsing right now economically, but that's purposeful. Don't let them fool you. Um, but like, what other country was like, hey, we're going to be communist, but we're going to let you start a business until you become a billionaire, and we're going to murder the shit out of you. We're just going to take all your stuff.
Oh
You know
my
what's funny?
god!
You know what funny is? Mike's wife is Jamaican Chinese, and Genesis is out here Jamaican Chinese jokes.
These
Yes,
aren't jokes, man. These are
yeah.
facts of things that the Chinese government does.
But they're still jokes because, I mean, we're not experiencing it, so it's funny to us.
Man. So, Gene,
So true.
Brad, what is So I remember hearing this phrase. I think it was from Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and it said, "If you be the reason that people who win the lottery don't keep their money is because they made $1 million before becoming a millionaire."
Yeah, that's yeah. hmm That makes perfect sense to me. I mean, that clicks right in my head.
Congratulations. Time is slow. This has already happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This has already happened.
It's incredible. It's fucking mind blowing.
And you know what? We got to shout fucking legacy because we did we did the tweet thread. You know what's so funny? This is how it happened, eh? Because I was just fucking around with the live stream, and the thing is, my voice got fucked up. Like my voice all got like mashed up, so it was only like a Brad that you could hear. But then I started clipping these little things from the live, and then I noticed that Brad was making fun of Solana. I think he was like, "I fucking love Solana people." Right?
Yeah, they're my
The
favorite fanboys. They really are.
right? Solana
Yeah.
people are like fun as shit. They know their
Yeah.
hip hop, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? And
Bunch of cool fintech
yeah,
bros.
cool dudes, right? It's tragic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And so and so, you know, Dr. Umar would be really pissed if he knew about Solana. You know what I mean? Anyways, so we're just fucking around and I'm cutting these things in the live cut because when you do a broadcast over Twitter, like they have a pretty cool clipping mechanism that you can just quickly clip little things and it just clips it from the live stream. And so, you know, I clip a bunch of stuff and I put it out there, like 5 of them. 5 little, like 4-second, 7-second, 9-second things. And again, I have to cut around my voice because my voice is all fucked up. So all you can hear is Brad. And then I notice, I go to my thing, it's like, Brad, some fucking check mark from Solana liked your shit. And I'm like, I can see the direction this is going. You know what I mean? No, you don't have to tell me twice. If you can go from 0 to a bunch of check marks paying attention, then this is validated already in a very small but very significant way. Because imagine if we did 100 of these things, right? And then it would just like, okay, so if the marketing is ostensibly finished, then all there's left is to produce. And I looked at Ali, I'm like, all right, so we're gonna do this. Let's go through the war game. What are the questions we need to ask if we were going to do it ourselves and the risk was all on us? All right, okay, so now we war game that course of action. Gene, you want to send me the Excel spreadsheet? And he didn't even look at the Excel spreadsheet.
No, he didn't.
He didn't look at it.
There's no way he looked at it. No. It's fucking crazy. DJ Satoshi is here. What's up, brother?
Huh?
I mean, Lincoln does have a finely tuned bullshit detector.
Lincoln does have a finely tuned bullshit detector.
You know,
We're
man,
on the phone for all 2 minutes.
if I like got hit by a bus tomorrow, it would be fine. It would be fine.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
All is well.
I'll be able to take care of my family. I'll be able to help other people. Like, there's a real homeless problem in Portland. Like, somebody needs to make $1 billion so that they can fix that shit. Because the other people with $1 billion aren't fixing anything.
Well,
One of them
can
is
we
trying
all
to
just
build a
like
house on Mars.
Brad, can you tell them the thread that we wrote yesterday? Bitcoin doesn't fix anything. That was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. That was. Do you want me to like read it? I'm sorry.
No. Like freestyle it for me. If you were to tell it to Lincoln, right, or Zach.
Well, it basically is like, look, the liquidity of Bitcoin is pinned 100% to USDT. And the liquidity of USDT is pinned 100% to like 5 dudes and some central banks. And those 5 dudes, at least one of them's a pedophile for sure, like convicted pedophile. And he was a child star, so you know he's extra fucked up, right? So Bitcoin is great. It's the only cryptocurrency I deeply trust. There's a few other cryptocurrencies currencies or tokens that I think have utility, like with a long vision forward. One of them is Fetch AI, another one is Quant. Uh, some here and there stuff. I like XRP. I do like Solana. If they stop it from crashing, which is insane to say, but I don't know why. I don't understand Solana. I just know that their fans are fun to hang out with. So I'm bullish on. I just want the Solana boys to win. But yeah, like Bitcoin, like 70% of the Bitcoin traded is traded in a USDT pairing. Like that's insane. Like it's $100 billion a day. $100 billion a day is transferred. Some of it used to be Bitcoin and becomes USDT, and some of it used to be USDT and becomes Bitcoin. But it's basically the largest dark pool of money to ever exist in the history of ever. And I just don't want, I like the reason it took me so long to like fund a fund, I guess, which is weird to say, is because I've never ever wanted to accept money from other people. Like, I've never wanted to be responsible for losing another person's money. Like, that's the shittiest feeling in the world. Like, taking somebody's money that believes in you or, like, really needs the payoff and just losing it. That's crazy, right? But I just never quit doing it. I never quit trading my own money. And eventually somebody was like, send me a spreadsheet of your P&L. And it was Mike. And Mike was like, I'm sending my friend a message right now. And I was just like, okay. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had no idea what was about to happen.
Well, you act like I've done this before. You know what I mean?
Well, we figured it the fuck out, I guess, though, didn't we, buddy?
I guess we did.
So how much equity do you want in return for all of these magic things that you've done for me in the past, like 72
I've
hours?
always said. I remember reading a book by Trevor Blake, Three Simple Steps. He bought a $5,000 patent and sold it for $100 million. Now he has a bunch of cancer drugs coming out the pen one after another because his mom died of cancer, and so he decided to go into the military, become like special forces with the British military, and then I think he did like a radiology degree. And he said, "I'd rather have a small percentage of something than 100% of zero."
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do what you want. You want to give it all to one of the interesting things would be that, again, I'm serious when I say that, if there are a handful of other opportunities that come through the syndicate, maybe that's the best way to use it. You know what I mean? Just give it to the people who pitch you the best businesses.
Dude,
right?
That is a fucking excellent idea. We should start a venture capital firm.
There you go. The thing is, we created all of this before it happened. Does that make sense? All of this was happening in the background. I remember we talked about like a business creates X value and then captures Y% of X. I didn't want to prematurely start capturing Y% of X because I didn't want to destroy whatever was happening here with arbitrary constraints.
You're a fucking weird little fucking money wizard. What you are. You're a tricky little money wizard.
Correct. If the idea is bad, we want money. If the idea is good, we want equity.
Jesus Christ.
That's all it is. It's one of those things where you know what it's like to build a muscle for a long time so that when you have to lift the weights, you can confidently go to the rack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not picking up a weight that you haven't been picking up for a long time, right? The stakes may have changed. Maybe now you're in Gold's Gym and now there's Arnold Schwarzenegger over there. It's the same weight as the thing you had back home, right? Now, obviously, like there's a lot of people that don't perform well in the UFC as they do in Bellator, right? But this is not that, right?
Right.
So it's just one of those things, we've been, again, with KC, right, helping people get homes, get out of debt. With Zach, people fucking getting their shit together. You know what I mean? Like with everyone, let's just create value and create value and create value, and then if the opportunity, the thing is, like, I felt confident that if we created enough value, then we would have the widest amount of revenue models to choose from.
Yeah.
And I always felt that if the hypothesis is that if the idea is bad, I want money. If the idea is good, I want equity.
Mhm.
Well, if a lot of people, these people that come to me are looking for sales, and I actually make the first sale for these startups,
Mhm.
then I can come back to you and say, hey, go to it-harvest.com. Do you mind going there right now? IT-harvest. Here's a company by a guy. They asked me to sell for them, and I was able to hook them up with a very significant company who, may or may not allow them to take over a certain geography in terms of sales, right? So if I can make the first sale and it's significant, then, either we keep selling for them or we say, hey, are you pre-seed? All right. Send us a term sheet.
Holy shit. The entire cybersecurity shit. I just Googled it. I mean, whoa.
it-harvest.com. That guy, Richard Steinen, is former Gartner. Met that guy through Ahmed. So there's a lot of stuff happening in the DMs, dude. Nobody will ever
So
see.
how do we kill the blood-sucking insurance companies if we're going to be the syndicate? Just fucking let's stop their
just
regime.
to let you know, I used to teach the class that people had to go through to get their license to sell life insurance in Ontario back in 2007. I had my
Yeah,
license to sell insurance and mutual funds. So
I passed that test on the first try in Oregon. So
it's 140 questions, multiple choice. Every question is a fucking page long. And I used to like teach people how to like do the exam. Be like, all right, so what I want you to do is I know this question is long, and I know English is your second language, so I want you to highlight the sentence with a question mark. That's step number one. And step number two,
Damn.
look at the answers and eliminate the two ones that you know are incorrect. Then and only then should you start reading the first sentence. There's 140 questions. You have 4 hours. That means you have like X point Y minutes every question. This is how you're going to pass your exam. And I had 2 weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to prepare them for that.
Dude, you are the guy that gets the most free fucking blowjobs in college for homework. How do you just...
No, even better. This is how I used to do homework in university at U of T. When you don't know how to... Thing is, I never wanted to do business. Business is fucking stupid. But I wasn't smart enough to do anything else. And the only alternative then is to get like a degree that will force you to become a teacher. And I was like, I guess I have to take business. And so I didn't know how to do any of this shit. So what I used to do is crowdsource the homework. So they used to give you problem sets from week to week. And I used to make friends with all the smart people. And invariably, even the smart people didn't have all the answers. So I used to connect with smart people and in the background, just copy the answers. We paid for 12 past exams for management accounting. It's $20 from the Sri Lankans. So we just memorized the answers and went into the exam. As soon as I got a chance to get out of there, 2 years, did 1 year co-op, went for, I remember 8 months in, I was a recruiter, and I said, hey, I bought on PwC and Allianz. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, I want to change my title. And he's like, as long as I can remain president, I don't give a fuck what you know what I mean? Because I was getting paid $9 an hour. So I said, I want to change my title to Director of New Business Development. And he said, sure. And 4 months later, I looked like I was a fucking superstar on paper. And then I got a different job. And then I started going to U of T part-time. And U of T said, hey, you're not supposed to do this degree part-time. I'm like, I can't afford to do this shit full-time. You know how much? It's $15,000 a year, you fucking drunk. Right? And then they're like, I guess they have to eat it. And that was that.
Fucking hate in insurance and the way it's like a gouge. And every year, why can't they pay
The,
us for using that shit?
the only truth is buy term and invest the difference. Unless you're rich, buy term and invest the difference is the only choice you have, because you have to spend as little money as on insurance in case you pass away for your kids. Use the rest of the money, get out of debt, so you can convert that debt money to asset money. That's it. Know the rule of 72. Take number 72 divided by the interest rate. That's how long it takes for your money to double. So 72 divided by 1 is 72. That means if you get 1% on your 10 grand, it takes 72 years for your 10 grand to turn to 20 grand. The problem is you're owing money at 30%. It's called your credit card. And you're saving money at 2%. Will you ever get out of debt? No. Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Well, what do I know? I'm just a fucking coolie, right? I'm just a fucking Guyanese Indian. What the fuck do I know? I just have a white voice.
You have cool shirts though.
Yeah, what was this one? Rappers with the puppies? $14.99. I can't even tell who the rappers are on the shirt. I think they're all new ones. They all look the same. They all look like with the frosted tips fucking braids. You know what I'm talking about? The frosted tip braids.
Did you say the new rappers?
One guy's a Cosby sweater.
Or did you say Cisco?
Dude, Cosby sweaters are dope.
Yo.
That's what I mean. So it's like a new guy. It must be. I don't know any of these rappers.
Oh yeah, that's the guy with the cop. Yeah, maybe that's B.I.G.
Kids ask me about rappers all the time, and I'm like, children.
Oh.
They existed before 2000. I don't know them.
You know, I gotta look at the shirt because this one has the pink one, so it's definitely Cameron, right? Remember with the pink fucking. Yeah.
Do they got hair so we can eliminate Ja Rule?
Yeah, can you imagine if I draw on my shirt? I have to cut out the shirt, just in honor of 50 Cent. You know.
Oh my God, shut up. Shut up.
Spite my shirt to just shit on Ja Rule. Hey, what happened to your shirt? You look like a bum. Sorry, I cut out Ja Rule. Oh yeah. What's going on? So, nah, Ja Rule's been shitting on enough. It's time for him to come back with Ashanti. How do I feel about you? Where would I be without
Where would I be without my baby?
Yeah.
It's murder.
Yeah. All those fucking.
All of you guys knocking that murder. You jammed with it now. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Did you?
Bro, that song was fire when it came out.
You ever heard
that in the ride?
You ever heard "Sincerity" by DMX and Mary J. Blige? Sincerity.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'm sure I
it's
have.
a song that they never released.
Oh.
Sincerity, and the thing is, it's not even mastered, so it's dirty.
No wonder I've never heard it.
Oh my god, this beat is sick.
So how have you heard it?
I'm like I'm almost 40, dude. So I was listening to WBLK 93.5 out of New York, the Saturday night show. Yeah, Quiet Storm, DJ Chef and Coles, all that shit.
Anybody who remembers a Quiet Storm radio night show is OG.
Sunday nights.
See, that's why I fuck with synthesizers, man. I like them a lot.
Yo, can you play that Shaka Khan Ain't Nobody synthesizer? You know, with the clavier?
Oh.
Right, you know what I'm talking about?
I have all of the samples from the Jupiter 8. Like, and the actual Jupiter 8 that they sampled for this collection is the one that they wrote Thriller on. And that song for, I think it's called Maniac or something, or Dance Fever. I don't know, man. I don't remember. I'm high, but I'll let you hear the clavier. that I have. I have a couple.
I think Dance Fever was the movie.
That one sucks. That one sucks. All of those suck, so we're not doing that.
What's amazing is I could hear the rhythm in your fingers.
I'm trying. I think that the Jupiter 8 came with clav patches.
It sounded like for 2 seconds you didn't. It wasn't the sound, but you were still gonna run with that shit. That was hard.
Thanks, man. I've been trying to teach myself how to play the keyboard. Since I can't afford to buy 100 like.
Yeah, you got to learn the bass line for the song. You know what I mean? That bass line is sick, dude.
I was trying to learn how to play Thriller the other day, but I think
I saw a guy just play a cover of that song, "That Ain't Nobody" by Chocolate. Yo, and that song is like in fucking C sharp major or some shit, or like B major. Yeah.
This is the way that Shaka sings.
Yeah, Shaka sings between notes, dude.
Jeez. Oh, I love
Yeah.
her voice.
Yeah,
Shaka.
she's always moving between. Like people say, there's 12 notes. Depends on who the singer is.
Well, mathematically, we found that.
Yeah, sure.
I went to electro.
Thanks.
Oh, this one's cool. I like this one.
Oh, we need a new theme song for Cock.
That's not bad. We should start with the drum loop though.
Okay, so let me give you a handful of notes. I'm going to give you 3 chords. B, G.
I don't know what any of the words are about to say mean.
Okay. Do you know what the notes are though? Do you have like stickers on the keys?
No. I just play the ones that sound good together. I play those together.
Gotcha.
And then the ones that don't sound good, I don't play those anymore.
I'm gonna because I was gonna try to give you the 3 chords for
You can describe them where they are on the keyboard.
Yeah, I might have to take a picture of them.
Okay, what are the chords? There's 3 chords. What are they?
So it's B, D, and F sharp, and then
hold on. That's a really inconvenient way to play a B chord.
Sharp, and then F sharp, and then the last one is going to be E, A, and C. So A major, A. We'll go E. Doesn't matter what order. I don't care what you use. And then C. I'm putting this to the top, so it'll be easier. So
okay.
B, D, F sharp, B, C sharp, F sharp, and then E, A, C sharp.
As our fearless leader guides your fingertips.
Yeah, the first thing I did was learn fucking Still Dre. These are the chords for Still Dre.
Well, I found a B chord there for a second.
Yeah, this is B minor.
Do you know how I'm doing it? I'm just hitting random chords, and I'm looking at the little thing at the top of Logic that tells me what chord I'm playing.
Do you want me to describe them to you?
Yeah, here.
The black notes are lumped in 3s and 2s.
Yeah.
It's of semichords. So what you're looking for is the semitone of, look for the 3s, and you want the leftmost key.
Okay.
And then the 3, you want to go down 1 to the white key that's just to the right of it.
Directly next to it? Okay.
No, sorry. The three. So, sorry, say that. Okay, I'm going to start again. Look at the three notes. The
Mhm.
most right one, you want to go down to the white key. So that's B.
Okay.
So F sharp is the most left of the three black notes. That's F sharp.
Okay.
B is to the right of the third black note. So that's B.
Yeah, smart. Yeah.
And then D is two up on the white keys. So he's right smack dab in the middle of the two black keys. And that's your first chord.
Is that right?
I'm gonna go over to my
I'm too high for this. I'm too
That's
high
okay.
for a piano lesson. I'm
Let
gonna
me
play guitar.
let me walk over to my.
Hey, you got to take a free lesson when you can get it, baby.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I'm in a place where this AC is on because it's hot as fuck. So hold on here. What's that? Usually it doesn't come through all that well because it's too big. But let me just walk over here. I need my other stick. Who's the true other stick? Other mallet. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll let it out for you.
That was beautiful.
No, thanks, man. Yeah, it
I have
doesn't
no idea.
actually. Yeah.
The only thing I've ever done on a keyboard is just press the white keys and the black keys.
Dude,
And
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you some lessons. I have a keyboard on my desk. I have a steel pan right beside me.
I mean, and one way to make it easy, a lot of things are in the key of C. So just finding C on your keyboard, you can count up from there.
Mm-hmm.
So any of your two black notes,
uh-huh.
if you go to the left of it, that's always C.
Yeah. Look for any collection of two black notes.
And just to the left of them, that's always your C. And then you could just count up for your alphabet, right? So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C,
I'm
D,
gonna
E,
send
F,
them
G.
everything. Yeah. No, it's good. The one thing that again I told her, I think one of the reasons that like also that Brad and I get along is because we understand music. And when you play music, there's like a different way you relate to people, especially when you know the other person knows music.
Yeah.
There are completely different metaphor frameworks that people just don't understand.
See, the problem is that I learned to play music by ear, but I learned to do it on a guitar, and guitar chords don't like visually like the
Yeah.
pattern.
A larger auditory cortex than most people. My friend did that, has her PhD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looking at the difference between brain scans of people doing auditory learning versus
Oh, shut
Royal
up.
Conservatory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was she also like playing in the band with you guys?
Yes, she was a clarinet.
Oh yeah. What'd you play? Flute?
Flute, saxophone, and then I led the band in a conductor.
Nice.
Nice. I make a lot of real dumb synth pop stuff.
Love it.
Look, there's
Love it.
dumb synth pop is some of the most popular music in the world.
Do you want to hear the most recent one?
Are you the new Kygo?
For sure. Whatever
Love
that
me
means.
some Kygo. Yo, you should look up Kygo. Kygo is like everyone ended up copying that summer kind of keyboard that he used. KYGO. It's
I
great
just
music.
heard a new group that was like synth alternative rap, and it was wonderful.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Here you go.
I like it. We have the theme song for the show.
Yeah, that's like the last one I'm like fleshed out.
All right, Casey, what'd you find? You are the kind of chief legal counsel and CFO right now.
Oh Jesus. I know. I just got done having dinner with the family. I didn't look at anything.
It's okay. That's exactly what a CFO would say. Thank you.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm making dinner for the family.
Yeah, I think I better probably get off of Twitter Space and like reply
Mhm.
to text messages and
Yeah. Have
send
you?
emails.
Have you sent an email to Lincoln?
No, I
No worries.
immediately called you.
I'm just joking. I enjoy it. Congratulations. Time is slow. This is already done. Congratulations. People will
Thank you.
congratulate you later and be like, "Yo, dude, I knew you could always do it. That's great," and you'll know inside, and that'll be your win more than any
Yeah.
money. That money can't give you that. When
No.
people that hate you start congratulating you, congratulations.
That's gonna be nice. All right. I'll see everybody later. Thank you everyone for being here. Everybody who believes in me. You're all fucking fantastic human beings. Yeah, I'm gonna go learn how to start a hedge fund. Okay. Bye.
Motherfucker. Just creating a wake of change in your path everywhere you go. Oh, you've got an idea? Let's say, oh, it sounds valid. Well, here's the people you need to make it happen. Good luck. Congratulations, you did it.
Now you can leave me alone.
He's a muse.
Again.
So that's the motivation. I've been trying to figure it out all this whole time. That's where it is. All right.
Give me my 6 cents and leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. You think I like? I mean, I like talking to you guys, but you know how it is. I would still talk to you guys, but you know how it is.
Allie knows how it is.
Allie won't talk to anyone. You're never gonna hear Allie's voice again. Yeah, I'm much nicer than she is.
Thank God your jujitsu is better than hers, though.
It's not anymore. If we actually fought, because you have stronger legs than I do.
Interesting, and I'm more flexible.
Yeah, women's legs are fucking strong as shit, dude. Watch out for that.
My wife is all of like, I think 5'4" or 5'5", and she grew up wrangling horses and shit. Dude, she would fucking destroy me easily, no problem.
I wonder what your phone tell you now.
Well, when you when you kind of zoom out, when you consider that which Brad is involved in, just like people are hired like this every day out of like Yale and stuff. Hey, you want to go trade for a summer at Morgan Stanley? I knew dudes who made 35 grand on a co-op job from Waterloo trading bonds in New York over a summer. It's wild. So when you think about like all of the businesses that we actually come across, this is actually probably the simplest decision for a lot of people to make, even though you know what I mean? It's actually like, all right, well, prove me wrong, children. Prove me
No,
wrong.
you're right. That's how those guys get those jobs. They just know a guy, right?
Strange.
And yeah. But this is what I've experienced today. I will tell you. So it's been a pretty amazing, honestly. Like I can't even like so much has happened today in your space. And it is just blown. Like my brain has to. I'm sure when I'm sleeping tonight, it's going to process a lot of it.
It's
But
fucking
yeah,
exhausting.
it's friggin' crazy today. Honestly, all day. Just
It's like,
yeah, it must be the full moon. Full moon vibes.
it's like boot camp for
Right?
your brain. Like one of those horrible obstacle courses that people pay to go into. You know?
It's the thing is like when you talk to Brad again, it's not Brad was earning that money when he was correct. Does that make sense? And I've never met anyone else who was correct. I don't meet that many people who are willing to send me their Excel spreadsheet P&L. You know what I mean? Right? And we use that bottom line up front. Bottom line up front, this is what it is. And here are where the bodies are buried. Up front, here are where all of the bodies are buried. When you do a background check, this is what you're going to see. And blah, 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 blah. You know, everything fucking, this is the worst case scenario in like 5 lines.
I love that, dude. I love that because it is so time consuming and frustrating to sort through all the fucking numbers to see the truth. At the end of the day, you're like, oh, you've got a 70% debt ratio, but you've been talking like the fucking King Poobah, and you're broke. Like, fuck.
And then Brad just goes up there. So the guy asks him, "So why aren't you a billionaire?" He's like, "I'm trading on my money." He's like, "All right, I understand. So is what you're saying if I sent you this? What would happen if I sent you this? I would do this. All right. Well, why don't we test it out then? Is there anything else to talk about? I don't think so. All right. Lincoln, can you make sure you send me your email? All right, sounds good. Talk to you guys soon."
Yeah, that's the real deal right there. That's how you know you're in the right room.
Thank God.
Boss
Yeah.
ass
No,
shit.
no, for real, because that's how people who actually, you know what I mean? Real people don't need a million questions. They know what they're getting into.
Do you realize that all these people are trying to prepare themselves to give a Shakespeare soliloquy? And if they just said it with natural language, they would put themselves in such better of a position. And they're trying to write stories and narratives and all this bullshit nobody gives a fuck about. This guy just wants to go back to his family.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Just
You know,
leave me
I
alone.
believe in you. Like, just leave me. Like the guy already made the decision. So what else is there to say, right?
That's it. Yeah, it was one of the briefest calls I've been on.
You know,
But I can't introduce a lot of people to Lincoln.
I had a buddy of mine telling me, he's like, dude, coming up, man, the only way to survive this shit is going to be some serious degen fucking maneuvers. And I thought about that for a while. And as we we're listening to Genius Block, I'm like, what's more degen than investing in a micro hedge fund that's owned by a felon? That is some truly degen shit right there.
Dude, that's my language right here. Honestly, I don't trust anyone else.
The crooks and the
I
felons.
think that's like the real
No,
Wolf of Wall Street coming back to get it, right?
yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, right? And I don't, from my perspective, maybe from where I live
It
and I
depends where
live
you
and
were
work.
born. It depends where
Yeah,
you were born. If you were born where we grew up, we know some people that have went to jail, and some of those people are our best friends. I know the best man at my wedding went to jail. I don't know about you guys.
I had a felon in my group. Yeah.
It doesn't mean they are devils. It means that they lived a life that many people live on planet Earth, and that's all that can tell you. You know, like it's so funny because if you consider like Jay-Z, what do you think? Jay-Z was selling lemonade, right? You think 50 Cent was selling lemonade? You think Nas was selling lemonade?
Or maybe you just got drunk, decided to fucking spit on a cop, and they gave you a felony for that.
It's crazy what happens when you consider how cyclical these systems can be and how they kind of keep people just grinding between the same gear over and over and over again. And, you know, to Anne's point, when you consider who's trustworthy, the whole market has had to lose trust in people who look like they're trustworthy, right? You know, I remember, what is it, like CZ goes to, you ever see a picture of CZ in the Bahamas? And he's like wearing a dress shirt with blue shorts. I remember like Mark Zuckerberg. They had that story about him walking into Sequoia Capital with a bathrobe because he knew that the use case was solid. So he's like he could give a fuck. You know, there's not a lot of people I can introduce at the end of the day because these money people, they make snap decisions, and they make snap decisions because they're fucking, I don't know, almost 60, essentially. Ain't got time to waste. And the thing is, I have more to lose than fucking Brad because I'm the one that introduced him. But he just said, "Look, you want to run away with this money? Go for it. I don't give a fuck. Run away with it." That's what he said. I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be great."
That's boss ass moves. No matter how you look at it, that's super boss.
That's the CFO of the decade.
I can't imagine how he's sweating right now, just typing the joy. Like, geez.
Well, I mean, he's prepared himself for the moment, right?
Get ready.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, he's probably just chilling, man, eating some pizza. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
I think it's more his wifey because his wifey believed in him before anyone else did. You know what I mean?
Well, you know,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. That's such because a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? Somebody that just really believes in them, 100%, just backs them. I get you. That's so important to have. Doesn't have to be a partner. It could be your mom. You know, you know what I mean? Like, you know, right? Like, I don't know, like a parent, a sister. I don't, you know. But yeah, I love hearing that. That's great.
So, different subject. Do you remember when I was talking about the distributed or decentralized co-ops by chance?
I do. It was a long time ago, right?
Yeah. So, I ended up there's a resident owned communities rock, and I didn't realize like how big they are. They go around to the cooperatives and help the residents buy out the landlord of the land so that they can self-manage. And then they educate them on how to actually manage the park and their budget and the insurance and everything. And I called up one of their loan officers and chatted him up, referred a couple people to him, and then he got his regional director on the line, and we started talking about that, distributed, and I use the word decentralized for effect, but distributed co-op, and asked him like, well, what would it look like if you went into a low income neighborhood and effectively targeted the distressed homeowners and converted them into fractionalized co-ops so they can still own the house, but you own the land, and now it's managed by a corporation, and the tax breaks come into play, the management and maintenance expenses draw, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I actually got an email back today from the president of the Rock asking for a formal meeting. So on Monday, I'm going to be driving over to the Rock and breaking down the idea again. And I think I'm going to grab maybe Fitz, but maybe go through my own bank, maybe. And we're going to go looking for distressed homeowners and see if it's actually possible to do. And I kind of think it is.
It's
And
I
it,
think
happening.
it's very, very, very possible. Fractionalizing real estate is something I was just at the bar talking with the owner of the bank. He leases the land that the bank owns in my town, and also owns the bar that we was at. And he was very interested in fractionalizing real estate and it's not. I don't even think it's necessarily a distress thing. I think it's just all around a benefit to go around and fractionalize your real estate so that you can avoid those crazy fucked up loans. And if people can, afford to, do that, I think it's amazing.
Like,
But
and the crazy part is that it only works when you've got, because you have to get the property and the land into the co-op, and that's a voluntary maneuver by the current owner. And the only people that are going to be willing to do that are the people that are struggling to keep the house they already have. And we have, like, as an example, one of our neighboring towns is called Nashua, New Hampshire. And the center of Nashua is like incredibly impoverished, super crime ridden, and there's zero affordable housing. You've got people well below the poverty line banding together to own a $400,000, 1,500 square foot house. That is not reasonable. And so I think we're actually going to take a stab at it. And if it works, like, I think this will be a formula to alleviate the affordable housing crisis. And if that works, man, that's going to be huge.
It's happening. I mean, you were talking about this for a long time,
Yeah.
right? Right,
Yep.
a long time.
it's definitely happening.
It's interesting that you went from that email from a few days ago.
What?
Remember the email you got a few days ago? You're like, hey, I
Yeah.
got this email, and
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. With my work. Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
that's quite a swing.
they're still just all up in my butt, man. It is brutal. But we'll see if this kicks off. It'll be a game changer for me, especially. So I don't know, man. It's weird. I got a lot of motivation in these spaces. A lot of motivation to, and goddamn, actually, AM, man. You made a quick comment the other day. I'm like, I don't know what it's about. You're like, it's lack of confidence. You're not believing in yourself. It's lack of confidence. And that kind of like shot to my heart a little bit. And I like took that and I'm like, all right, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? I've already seen the worst that can happen. Fuck them. Let's fail. Let's make it a beautiful failure. If I'm going to go down, let's go down in style. Let's make this shit happen. But yeah, man,
Fuck yes,
right?
yes. Oh man, that honestly, that today can't honestly. How
Fucking
can today
right.
get even better? You just
Pretty
given me
awesome.
the ultimate compliment in life.
Good.
Like I said something and you fucking took that and it helped you. That's amazing to me. Like that to me is everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm so happy. Yeah, dude, go for it. Yeah. What exactly? What do you have to lose? Nothing.
It's cool too.
Because I think you should do this because you have been talking about this, and I know you've been poking questions at this for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I love it.
And it was funny too because like when Ron was like, okay, well, are you comfortable talking to my regional about this? Are you okay with that? I really did like have your voice in the back of my head. My answer was sharp. Fuck yeah, let's do it. Verbatim. Fuck yeah, let's do it. And
Yeah, no hesitation.
Nope. Zero hesitation. Get him on the line right now. Let's talk.
What hasn't happened in years can happen in a day.
Oof. Yeah. What's up, Foxtrot?
Yo, what's up, Casey? Long time no speak.
Yeah. Been a minute, man. How's things?
Dude, I just ate like 4 pizza slices. I feel like dead right now.
My wife hooked us up with a little crab dinner tonight, and I definitely ate too much. Oh my god, I ate too much.
It's a crazy because I'm not like I'm from Jersey, so like when I had pizza in Texas, I was like I cried a little, not gonna lie. Then like I got so used to the taste that I'm like, whatever, like I can't I whatever, I'll just do it. You know what like then I had like I found a dude, I found a link, I found a hookup. This guy, he's like from the Brooklyn. He's like, yo, I made it and so like, I went to go to his place, check it out. I'm like, you know what? You sound like a good guy. He can't pronounce his R's or anything. So I validated his accent. I tried it. Dude, it was so good. But I don't know what good is anymore, really. It's like it's not ketchup. That's a good plus.
Oh my god, that hurts. Ketchup, dude. That's
Dude,
deep.
ketchup on pizza is awesome. It's almost as good as ranch on pizza.
Are you what?
Yeah.
That's a sin. That's a sin.
I'm a fucking sinner then, because ranch on pizza is amazing.
Dude, I
No.
can't wait to-
Ketchup. Ranch is a blessing from God. Now, ketchup on your pizza, that sounds
Tasty.
like something
Super
del
tasty.
Diablo.
You guys
Super
are
tasty.
never
It's
gonna leave forever.
sacrilege.
When you
No,
guys
y'all
come to
just haven't
Toronto
had good
forever.
pizza.
Wait, did Casey just say ketchup on pizza is amazing? Is that what I heard?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Foxtrot
You guys
brought
haven't
it,
had
but I
good
backed him
pizza.
up.
No,
I
you
mean,
guys haven't had good pizza if you're doing that.
Oh, no. I've had amazing pizza. And the next day when it's cold, you bet your ass I'm throwing some ketchup on that shit.
whoa. No, the way to do that is to actually
Sacrilege.
take the slice in the pan and you flip it over and you actually cook the top of the pizza first for like sear it really hot and then you flip it back over on the pan for another like 4 to 5 minutes and then you sit down and you pour yourself like 2 parts soda with like 3 parts like ginger ale with like 5 parts elderflower liqueur. All right. No, I'm sorry. 2 parts elderflower liqueur, and then the rest of it is like champagne in a big jug, and then you take that out to the terrace, with your lovely or your friendly, whichever one, or your binary, and you sit down and you say, "This is it. This is what it's about,
A
baby."
man who puts
You know what I'm
champagne
saying?
with pizza, he must be a gladiator.
Absolutely. I am. I am. Are you not entertained? You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Wow.
This is Sparta.
Yo, let me tell you something. Legacy was right about those threads. I wrote that stand-up comedy thread, got a couple of quote tweets, all that stuff, blah blah blah, and then we did one with Brad for the Bitcoin, and then like some check marks started checking it out. That legacy is true. Writing threads, very fucking effective.
Is that like clickbait?
No, and just trying to like imagine if you took the content that you were tweeting and actually made like a meaningful thread out of it, right? Instead of like, because most people take their ideas that they want to write long form into like a Substack blog, but invariably to read the Substack blog, you have to exit out of the Twitter experience. And who the fuck wants to do
Yeah.
that? You know, it's a subtle thing. If I published what I published in a Substack blog, I would have had like fucking 17 readers. Right? On here, completely different. It's the same content, just broken up into numbers.
In a lot of ways, you should pick the platform that you seem to probably emote the most content on, and then build your own data set method around that. Like
Yeah, right?
if we were using we need to be using the syndicate hashtag. We might need a smaller hashtag. We should sort of come up with a 3-word one, a 3-character one, and then
We
something
need one that can be
different.
unique our own, right? Because
Yeah, and then we
because
have to,
syndicate, yeah, whatever it is, like maybe SYN, who knows, whatever.
yeah, something.
Maybe it's $SYN if it's not taken, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
sometimes the dollar signs get confused with stocks because at one point,
Yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
dollar
Good
signs are
point.
big for that. But
Good
yeah,
point.
But that's also kind of a personal note to all of us as we sort of tweet, like, especially like, Cap has been dropping a lot of great, thoughts and stuff like that lately. But if he hashtags it, he can basically go back, tell the computer to go back and data mine that, pull it, clean it up, and then reuse it right into an ebook without any, without major effort. You know what I'm saying? Like that's half of the stuff I think about. That's why I kind of realized it yesterday. I was kind of screwing around with like spoken word stuff and more so songs. Like I come up with songs or poetry in my head. And I was thinking about, I always think about where can I write this shit down, or where can I go and get it emoted so that it's captured and actually the best accurate reflection of the state of mind, which is really key. And sometimes for me, it's not, I can't just read the note that I had in the past. I have to have the whole context.
It's
Yeah.
almost impossible to recreate. For me, there's nothing like coming up and saying the joke the first time. And every time I try to repeat a joke, it just comes out like stupid.
Well, I mean, this is more for like, I guess it's not so much joke, but like, here's the cool thing I found is like I started using Midjourney as a way to not only do my spoken word, but actually get an AI's reflection of that spoken word. And so I started to treat my spoken words as I just cut up in prompts. I didn't tell it I didn't describe any scene. I put in the actual statement: anguish against man, trapped in the distance, we are essence alone, right? And then the AI is like, what do we got, right? Your artist all sitting in a room. Shit, I don't know what this guy's talking about. What does essence alone look like? Fuck, I think it looks like a dinosaur. You know what I mean? It's like it starts drawing this scene. And of course, it gives you 4 scenes. So then I'm thinking, holy shit, like Midjourney is actually a pioneering new way to do song composition, because you can do song composition. You can actually break down your verses and get a visual. Now you might say, well, that might actually not relate to it. It doesn't fucking hurt. It's no different than taking a couple pictures of your camera outside and the moods. If anything, it gives you a reflection standpoint. And you know what I mean? In the sense that if the system thinks that the pattern could look like this, then imagine what the pattern could look like once you actually gave it to the web, right? If Midjourney is a fraction of what, say, the web thinks like, right? Then it's a window into letting you think. It's actually a window for you to actually skip over a lot of the SEO shit you don't know, right? We don't know what these words necessarily relate to, but now through Midjourney we can see that relation, and we can actually go now and then test the rest of the web to see how much of that notion is true. And if that notion is like 50% true, just a measly 50% true, now you have not only an art tool, but you have a tool that's like pretty fucking fun to play with in terms of like capturing your expression, right? Your music sort of composition, poetry writing, story writing, character development. Like the whole thing transforms. It's no longer an art tool. It is this new notepad that just happens to have a visualization engine on it, which not only is a visualization engine, but it iteration generation engine, meaning you can then drill into that. That's pretty wild. So it starts to make me think, man, that's just a freaking beginning, dude. I mean, it's just like it's gonna get cooler. That's my big thought. That's the big thought of the day here on the Syndicate. The $, legacy was right.
Keep going. I want to try something.
Keep going. All right. Well, so yeah, I mean, I just think that's really cool. So Midjourney, I was using that. I've been trying a bunch of new tools lately. It's just been kind of cool. I've been kind of going through them. Like today, I came across Gravity AI, which allows you to sort of make up your own AI model and sell it. So let's say you have a domain of knowledge or domain of data or domain of interest or XYZ or PDQ. You could essentially go there. You have to go through some steps, and yeah, you need a coder and probably this and here and that. But I like the idea. It was a gal online, so I don't know if the video is real or not. There's so many YouTube videos like this, but I like this enablement. I like this enablement where you could take knowledge you have or a data pattern that you have that is really specifically unique to what you're doing, and you can then sort of make that an AI model or an API. That's the other place that was interesting too. I was looking at a video for that. And so deep down When you need what you need, you just got to remember that it's Dr. Pepper that needs you.
Fantastic. Like it. That's what I do when I'm on mute. What do you guys do when? What do you guys do when you're on mute? That's what I do when I'm mute. I just keep on playing the same chord progression and fucking with it. What do
Yeah,
you guys do on mute?
I kind of surf. I'm like either surf on the web. The other thing, I'm always multitasking. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
like
right.
constantly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing that sucks is like, especially in Twitter Spaces, I don't know. I think we all somehow adapted over time. Is like you'll hear a conversation and you'll be like, oh, you got like the answer for it, and then
It's kind of like being in class, and then you put your hand up, and then somebody
that's
says
if
the
you're on the
answer
stage,
faster than you. Yeah. Oh, true,
right?
true, true.
Right, but if you're not on the stage, the only thing you can now the nice thing you can do is you can go and drop a tweet, but before you couldn't even do that, so it was kind of a pain.
This is such a weird situation that we're in. You know?
What do you mean?
And I'm not like humans interacting like this in real time. Like I was looking at one of my buddies. He was checking out a company called Agora.io, and apparently they were the people behind
Yep.
Clubhouse. And it just imagine if you could just add real time communication to any fucking static app that you already built. What? And you just add that as a layer,
Yeah.
voice as an interface with the other users? You mean that's just as a service now? What the fuck, dude?
Well, I know a lot of people have been trying to. Actually, a lot of people want to launch their own sort of Clubhouse clone. I mean, this model
Right.
works if you have a community and you sort of want to do a masterminds or other sort of businesses. It's a pretty good model for that. But then the problem is how do you get the population there? And that sucks. It sucks when you pull the
Yeah.
population off the tools and then
I
expect
like
them to go everywhere else.
See, the thing is, I like this. I don't want to have to teach people how to use something new, blah, blah, blah. This is good. I think we can build everything off this because we can get the
Yeah.
MP3s. We can take the MP3s and do whatever the fuck we want. Like, I can't wait for Web3 and them to be like, all right, so I figured out the speaker diarization. All right, can you just give me the best of Dan? Thanks. All right, talk to you soon.
Well, I figure the best of Dan and like the best of Anne and others, gets minted like every third
Yeah.
Thursday. A bunch of NFTs come out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And it's sort of like
that's
highlights and
that's
everything.
no, I love that. That's funny. My friend, my best friend has been documenting my nuggets of wisdom since not MySpace, but literally it's on Facebook. So I'll get like Facebook memories every so often, and he'll be, I'll just read it. I'm like, oh, I could never run for office. You know what I mean? Like, even if I tried, like, there's no way. Oh my god, I used to say some stuff, and we thought it was so funny just to write it online and just be like, blah, 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 and it just comes back at you. It's pretty good. So.
Have you prepared for the day when somebody plays back to you audio from Twitter Spaces and be like, explain this?
No, I'll probably like my eardrums will implode because I hate the sound of my own voice. So I'll just literally I'll just drown it out. La 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 la. I don't hear that.
The thing is, like, I like the idea. Ever since I heard it of these music NFTs that allow you to go to the concert when it's in your city. And I just thought of like, I imagine Dan eventually going to write a book. Matthews is writing a book. I know Mr. Roger doing children's book. I know Zach's writing the doctrine of all doctrines. You know what I mean? Like, imagine this NFT allowing you to get like access to all of these productions that are coming out of the syndicate, or at least maybe, so like it's everything from like the book that Zach has to the pre-series A that Zach eventually will have. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's great. It's fantastic. Everyone's writing a book. I feel left out.
Actually, I wanted to bring up, we all kind of are writing books. I feel like I have a lot of books I just need to finish and or get more serious about. A lot of times I just go write chapters and then I kind of like, oh yeah, I got something there. I got to go back and finish it. But I do that. I've always been a fire starter type person. Start a fire and then, oh yeah, something is burning over there. You know, like a. But I did think about this because I was playing with that Sudoku, right? Which is a really great. And I don't know if you do any cool writing, but this program I was using that's an AI sort of powered writing tool. But one thing I was thinking about is in November, we should do a syndicate. You know, November is NaMoWriMo, which is the November writing month. It's a big sort of national, I don't know, world event where everyone tries to write a novel in 30 days or a book in 30 days. I think we should just like use those tools, and then like the syndicate like launches like 10 books in November. Anyway, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my god, I love it. Yes, let's do that. Okay, but okay, fair game. You know what? I do feel like I'm in this room with credentials, I guess. I write screenplays, or I have. Not that anybody's made.
Oh wow!
That's awesome.
But
Could we
yeah,
do
no,
like,
that's so that would be my book, I guess. Books, you know.
could you do
Hold on.
like the Black Mirror version of a book? Like have a bunch of different like stories from syndicate members and just put them in a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some
that's
people might
kind
write
of
longer ones. People might write shorter ones, but I think
yeah.
it would be interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like short stories. I love that. I do a lot of like sometimes on weekends. I used to do this a lot more. I'm trying to do it again. But I'll join like a word prompt thing, and they'll give you a prompt, and you have to do 1,500 words over the weekend around that prompt. And the prompts could be anything. It could be like empty or like, you know, cats. And you just, that's all you have. And you have to do a story around that or whatnot. It would be kind of cool to do that in the syndicate group as well, even like as a weekend challenge or weekend writing challenge or something like that from the syndicate.
Well, I was even talking to like I think it was either Web3 or someone else. Maybe it was us. I forget now. Like we're creating a podcast and then writing software to analyze the podcast audio. That would be like it's pretty interesting to be able to include the software development as a part of the podcast.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And you're like you're on the basis of a platform there too, which is cool. So once you know, basically in the process of trying to create your own show, you had to build a tool to explore that. And we're kind of doing that. We're building not only a
There's
tool,
no
but
tool that exists
yeah.
that does what we want, unless you guys know about it.
I mean, not offhand, but at the same time, I think it doesn't, like, competition is not a bad thing. Competition is great. Load them into the computer, do a whole psychoanalysis on them, analyze them for the last 10 years, look at every decision pattern I've done. To get any investment, you can look up that too. Take all the investment data from it. You can look at that picture. You can tear them apart, right? That is a good thing. It's when there's no competition, you're like, oh, well, man, this is going to be great. Well, that or you're
That's illegal, sir.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's illegal. Never mind.
But we should be sort of like, you know, looking at I don't know. I constantly think about these extra layers of awareness I need to have that are like, they're sort of tied to my schedule, but they're not my schedule. It's kind of like I have my schedule and I have my sort of like, you know, high end goals. And then I sort of have like even a broader set of like what state of mind I want to be in as I go in that trajectory or whatever. I just feel like there's so much. Of course, you might be like, well, Dan, you could like stop doing everything. Yeah, I probably could, but I keep seeing that need to stay in momentum. Man, you stay in momentum.
Well,
It's just,
the
it's too
challenge
intoxicating. You got to stay there.
is a lot of we're good at sales, but people also like when we operate. You know what I mean? Whether it's me sitting behind this Adobe Premiere and cutting the
Yeah.
thing, you know what I mean? So it's like we're kind of like in that both thing where we're selling projects and then delivering projects and then creating projects and kicking it out. And it's one of those good problems because the reward for good work is more work, right? But I think, you know, the CEO of Rakuten said companies grow in magnitudes of threes and tens, like 0, 3 million, 10 million, 30 million, 100. And he said whenever they make that magnitudinal change, the company's actually different. It's actually a different company.
It's awesome.
Well, there's good problems. How do you like The Office?
Oh, I like it a lot, man. The new office is really nice.
We need to have a walkthrough with Samantha's startup.
Yeah.
Just join the new office.
Hello.
You know,
I do.
I
I'll
noticed
take
that they get these up over here. You know,
Oh, you guys are all getting pretty good at drag now, man. This is gonna be competition.
That's all
And you
that's
got
all Allie
competition now.
watches.
Oh, hey there, big boy. Hey, Dan. How's it going?
I'm listening to
Can I
RuPaul's
introduce
Drag
you
Race
to
25
Cocktail?
hours a day. It feels like in this house. I swear to God.
Yeah, so space is cool. We met a new client last night. Not really a client. We didn't really know who they were. They just wanted to meet. They're basically a fractional project management business, and they either wanted to pitch us and use them for project management, which would have been cool, but they should have just come out and said it, because I would have just said, "Hey, how much are you an hour?" And if they said, "Or 150 an hour," I said, "Hey, good luck." You know what I mean? Like, I can't pay that, right? You know, it's like, so I wanted to find the brass tacks on that. But then I was trying to really sort of push them to try to make a product along the way. You know, like while you're in the phases of, we talked a lot about like where they find these PM people. They do a lot of finding them in like teachers and actually coaches. Teachers and coaches are really great project managers. They fill in that spot, and so they were sort of, they go and recruit that way. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you're recruiting people and then you're sending them through the credential process or some refinement process to make them, sort of a CMO or whatever, the CTO. And I don't even know if it's that. Maybe they're just doing standard project management, but they still have to go through a process. I'm like, if you're doing that manual now, why not just put it into a product while it's doing it at the same time? And like, you know what I mean? Try to build that
Yeah. A product
amplification
is like
layer.
a manual with fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, totally. It was a weird meeting, and then meeting before that, was a good meeting. We met the owner of the building, which is a really cool guy. Had a really good story about how he got started. He worked for Honda. Did a lot of engineering stuff at Honda. He was a farmer before that. He was kind of known for doing construction, I guess, and he went into Honda, did some engineering work there, and then he came back and took over the farm, and then he kind of got into remodeling projects and a couple custom jobs he did for fun, and then that snowballed. And some private equity guy was like, "Hey, can you redo this mall?" And he's like, well, "Shit, yeah, I guess." And then so he went and redid a mall, and then next thing you know, he's doing these sort of mixed use co-working. It's kind of upscale co-working with just offices and that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. And the thing I like about them is they have a really good growth strategy. They have, they're probably 23 locations in maybe 6 states in the Midwest, all the way down to Miami, and they're having some issues. Not so much issues, but they need better coverage and better penetration in OSU. And I've worked at Ohio State before, so I know the student scene, so I can do that for them. And so they cut me a deal, and they're like, "Dan, we want you here, part of our, under our roof, so that when people come to you, they come to see you at our office," that kind of stuff.
So you're like a fractional voice box.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty
Are
much.
you
Yeah.
are you a fractional what
Brand
what?
ambassador.
You're a fractional friend who can like
Yeah.
I felt like that at the physics meeting where I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, but I was able to get along with the professor better than most people.
Yeah. I mean, that's half of it. I mean, that's super powerful in business. And of course, this is a new location that has a nice big conference center in it. And, they want to do events. And they're a smart company. They actually get a bunch of beach houses as well. They're smart. They get a bunch of beach houses, and then they make that offering back to their own community in their co-working spaces, which I thought was smart. It was like, okay, they can flip, houses, they can flip these buildings, but then they go, you know what? Let's also flip a couple beach houses, and we'll offer that to our customers
So it's
too.
like
You know?
we work as a real estate investment as a service kind of modular.
I mean, they're just a co-working space. It's not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful. That's
yeah,
great. That's
yeah.
a great business. I'm gonna take one of the first offices I ever worked at was like a converted house. They just converted a huge ass house with a pool in the back and be like, all right, these are the offices. All right.
It's funny. The guy I was talking to from this company, he came from Toronto, and he was giving like examples of how customers are in different markets of the world. We're talking like, oh, well, what are your customers like down in Florida and whatever? And he went to Toronto. He's like, oh, you got customers in Toronto? God, everyone's just an asshole because everyone treats you like your competition. Like, Is that true? I was thinking about Michael at that moment. I was like, I gotta have to ask Michael that one. I don't know, because in the Midwest, he was like, "Oh, everyone's friendly here," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're friendly because we're trying to figure out how much money you're worth."
That's what we might have in common. You know what I mean? That's what we might have in common. I think a lot of people in the bull market got, you know what they say, the you the same you pass the same people on the way up as you pass on the way down.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people can get by in the short run by shitting on other people as a means of peacocking. But then after 10 years, they have like no more friends, and invariably you're at the same open mic together and they have to sit alone because they can't talk to nobody no more. Right? So short run, they made more money than most people. But the long run, they actually eliminated themselves from ever being a part of this whole thing.
And I
love
kind of
that.
see that in different places, man. Go ahead, Rogers.
I was just saying that I love that because there's a lot of people who like want short-term gain and they try to game the system and try to do things that are like unorthodox to get ahead like super fast, and then they're living this life that they're not ready for right now, that if they would just be patient and just do things, according to the plan that they had previously set for themselves instead of, wanting it right now, they're not going to be alone, years down the road. Because the thing is, a lot of people, it sucks to say, but a lot of people want to sacrifice their fucking time later. Um, and they're like, oh, I can work, I'll just live my life and do this and do that right now. And they spend a lot of time away from their family and stuff like that. But like right now, like would be the best opportunity to like, get shit done. And then that way, when you're older, you can freaking, I don't know, live a normal fucking life instead of being sour as fuck and coming into spaces and, talking shit and being fucking sour when you see somebody else, coming up. You know what I mean? Because
Dude, that was the saddest shit I've ever experienced in my life, dude. When that was happening before, Dan, you weren't here. That was the saddest shit I've ever seen, dude.
yeah, dude, it was fucking ridiculous. Dude, I'm only 32. Like, a lot of the guys that I talk to and hang out with, they're much older than I am, and like a lot of the women and stuff like that, they're much older than I am. I'm like right in the fucking middle, right? Like I'm a millennial between millennials, fucking Gen X, and fucking Gen Z. So like I see all this shit from all you people, and like it's fucking hilarious. Like you get people that are fucking like in their 40s and they're sour as fuck. You're just like, dude, what the
Yeah,
fuck
man.
did you do for the first 40 years of your fucking life that you're so fucking sour that you have to just shit on somebody's ambition?
The only thing you have to do is say congratulations. That's
You,
it. And then go back on mute.
you know what I think is crazy is that like I've never spent a dime on marketing like the company. Like we never it's not because I didn't want to. Most of the time my partner just didn't want, he didn't want to, right? And I just couldn't win the fucking battle half the time. So I kind of did it like I kind of do my own promotion sort of my own way. I was like, well, fuck it. Well, then I'll just go do an event and
I'm
I'll
gonna
talk
go flip
live to
on this
people. Like,
camera.
right. I'll get on.
Become
I'm just
Sally
going to host an
Startup.
event.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck
So,
you, look. But you know what's so true though, and it's being borne out? All of this paid marketing is fucking bullshit, dude. Can you imagine how many people paid? Probably get me kicked off of Twitter eventually. Imagine how much people paid to quote unquote market to 1 million people, and they're just like
yeah,
sailing into the wind.
it bothers me because my partner's so obsessed with some of that sometimes. But it was funny today. I got this LinkedIn message from this guy, and he looks like a pretty big player in town. And these messages I always think are hilarious. He's like, "Dan, how you doing? My God, all I ever do is hear about you. Look, man, I want to get together." And I'm like, first of all, like, is that authentic? Because I don't like. I just don't know where the
Oh,
noise is at.
so
Like, I
you
don't know if it's the
well,
radio show
no.
or something.
I
I don't know where it's
I
coming
saw
from.
that I saw this with myself and I saw this with Quinn. So when I started doing stand up, I also started writing for this millennial blog called Blog TO, BLOGTO, and I think there are probably 700,000 followers now, maybe 1 million followers, right? And so I started writing for the publication. And immediately, everyone wanted to be my best friend. I'm like, hey, Quinn, what people want to be my best friend? He's like, you fucking idiot. You're writing for this fucking thing. They want to get in the newspaper. I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, and then when Quinn got on the Sirius XM on Fridays at 4 o'clock, everyone went from fuck you, Quinn, to hey, yo, can I get on Sirius XM?
Yeah, bro, that's a fucking Mike Jones effect.
Yeah.
Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot, hoes all on me.
It's just like, it's cool is that you don't think about how powerful your voice is, and you don't think about how far it'll go, and you don't really believe in that right away. And I will say, up here has really helped me see that. Like up here, I see it just helped me see that there's a broader audience than the local town. We talked about this before about how sort of the local mentality can sort of entrap a really great creative if they don't sort of get, that maybe it's funny is I set up groups for founders to talk about their problems to help them out, and I'm like, I should be in the same fucking group, like, you know what I mean? It's like half of the events I do are like, and here's yet another event that I've always wanted to attend to, like that's what it is. It's like, why does this thing fucking exist? I'm gonna make it exist, and sometimes it's almost like it's not a mission. It's not a new startup. It's not, it's not even a hobby. It's just a fucking itch. It's like, I don't know why this doesn't exist. It should. And those itches sort of start to pile up, and then you become sort of a meaning. You know what I mean? And that's what's happened a little bit in Columbus is that when people come to town and they go like, hey, what do you guys know about the tech scene here? People go, you should talk to Dan. It's like, that's it. That's what it happens to. And so I get these people come up to me like, and what's funny is that now they're starting to be direct competition. So the other day, a friend of mine introduced me to a direct competitor of me. It's like, hey, guy in Toledo. Hey, you guys do software development? Dan does software development in Columbus. You guys might be competitors, but you should just know Dan regardless. Okay, so that's what the intro was. It was just like, okay. And then I didn't realize that the guy with them was with a venture capital group. And I was going on about the lack of money in town. I like the money, and no, you never want to necessarily be next to somebody who does VC in town and be going like, God, there's no fucking money around here. All those VCs are assholes, right? Right? You don't want to do that. So I forget, and I just kind of point out about how what's happening now with Intel. So the CHIP Act, Biden just signed the CHIP Act. Okay, now it's like full on game on. Intel is putting in the $20 billion plant. That's like 45-minute drive from my house, right? That means that my house just went up 100 grand. Woohoo! Like everybody, like, all right, everybody, like drinks all around. That's what we should be doing in Columbus right now, because it's like, we're all acquaintance. We're like, we all just got like 100 grand on our house, and you could even say, well, you're still 45 minutes away, motherfucker. That's a $20 billion plant. Just go sit the fuck down. If you're in Houston, Texas, you could be 300 miles from Houston and still make $400,000 a year. All right, so don't, you know what I mean? So I think it's just gonna be wild. And so now I feel like you see all the people coming into town. Like, the other day there was like, "Hi, I'm Capital Nashville. I'm really interested in this whole notion of Columbus. What do you guys got here? I'm known for
Oh
cold
my
fried chicken."
That is incredible. What the shit? It's weird. Isn't it weird that this is all? What are the odds that all this shit is happening at the same time?
Dude, it does make you wonder, man. It does make you wonder, or there's like somebody, I'll just cut to the scene. Meanwhile, at the deep state headquarters, deep state Toshians were working desperately on the next calculation. What do you have? Well, we've gone through the top line. DOJ raided Trump. Yeah, that happened. All right, check. Let's see. Yeah, someone tried to buy Unity yesterday for $250 billion. Is that right? I didn't think it was worth that much. Is that true? Yeah, whatever. Check. All right, let's see. We people are arguing in Twitter Spaces. Yeah, Twitter Space hate is up by 48%. Excellent. Check. It's like everything goes in order or something like that. And this is the other crazy thing. Classic, gas prices are brutal. It's destroying Americans. Gas prices down to $3. Wait a minute. How long was it destroying us? About 6 weeks. Damn it. Well, those 6 weeks were harsh as fuck. I could only do DoorDash twice that month. You know, I mean, come on. And that, you know, the same thing with the inflation. What I love about that is like, inflation is crushing us. Let's sign the Inflation Act. And then they're like, next day, inflation, not so bad. Get a mortgage today. Like, what the hell, right? Everything's like getting more and more compressed.
This is it's the singularity. It's all happening. The opposites, the quantum. What did the guy say? A phonon is the distance of a phonon is between the two atoms, right? So it's like we're these atoms are starting to come together and swing together at the same time almost.
I thought you were going to go swarm on me there and tell me, no, Michael,
Yeah.
what we're doing is we're actually taking the knowledge between two minds. As
Oh,
if people
God.
are talking to each other, we're taking that knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
The
let
knowledge
me tell you
between two
something.
minds.
I almost threw my phone against the wall.
Do you think
I
it has
remember,
anything to do with the particle collider?
dude. Oh my God. Be like, we're just trying to keep it about crypto swarm. Well, not really. But all right, if you wanna, don't talk to people like that all the time. That's not good for the thing.
Oh.
It's like
I'm
he's
just impressed with our ability here. I mean, I think everyone, like, we're really good at responses now. Did you notice that? Like, people are picking that
it's
up.
Yeah, dude, we're
yo,
so fucking weak.
it's embarrassing for a motherfucker. It is embarrassing
Well,
for a
what's more
motherfucker.
embarrassing is when the room is silent and then all you see is a bunch of laughing emojis and you keep going.
All I do is send you like shade emojis the entire time we have this show. You guys know that? I'm just sending you 18 laughing things at the same time. Do you get them all at the same time? I don't know if they come like in real time, but like I'm sending you like 100 crying emojis every time you're on this space. Like, can you believe this shit? All you have to do is say congratulations, and now nobody wants to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, it was a fun day. Fun day at Syndicate.
I can't save you from that. Does that make sense? I mean, like, no, you're like, it's like somebody like on the edge and they're like trying, and you're holding their hand, right, from the edge, and then they're trying to bite your hand. It's like, no, 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 this is the only thing holding. All right, fine, bite away.
Yeah, so for the listeners in the room who weren't here to bear witness to that horrendous act of, I don't know what to call that. That was just disgusting. Somebody was in the room and somebody was receiving a lot of praises from the community, and it was awesome. We were just hoorahing and chanting away, and somebody came in and they were just downplaying every single thing that this person was getting all these praises for. They were the saltiest motherfucker in the room. Who knows why? But all I know is that I was able to get enough salt so I could put a little bit of on my tacos after work. And
Yo, when it's hard to be happy for people, yo, you know, I realized this with Quinn. When you see moments like that, like you can't look away. You have to just file that away. Be like, damn, dude, that hurts.
dude, they're fucking gone. At that point, they're just
Hurts,
gone.
dude.
They crossed into another realm. Their soul has been fucking snatched. Like it's gone. There's no human in there anymore. Something happened. Maybe we could save them. Maybe we could pull them back. I don't know.
We have to save them.
Maybe you have something for that.
That's
Ben.
the case. That's the syndicate case study, right?
Dude, like maybe they're in a sunken place. Who knows? I don't know.
You know, if everyone's clapping and you're not the only one clapping, then you're a fucking asshole. Sorry. Just put your hands together. Just that. It's not hard, right? Even 2 claps, right?
Yeah.
2 claps. Just it doesn't matter if you didn't like the song.
No, I was grinding, man. I was grinding. I didn't know you wanted me to clap, for fuck's sake.
I cannot clap with
Grind over
champagne.
It's because Dan wasn't here either.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that all the people that weren't in here.
What did I miss? I knew that Amy's been upset today, but what other drama did I miss? And I don't know what
So,
Yeah,
happened.
I missed everything, but I miss a lot of it. It's okay. There's always
Mr.
recaps, right?
So yeah, so long story short, we'll use the Twitter Spaces fucking cliches just to reset the room for everyone who just joined us. Sorry, the so I've been talking to Brad for a little bit, and he sent me his Excel spreadsheet of his trades. I was like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm like, so where are the bodies buried? He's like, all right, well, these are my felonies, blah, 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 expungement, this and that and the other, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, so if I can bottom line upfront it for someone, you ready? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, all right, so I'm going to add someone to this call. And the guy said, all right, if you want to run away with the $10,000 I'm about to send you, fuck it, run away with it if you want. And that was that. So Brad has funding.
You got Brad $10,000 to do Bitcoin trading on?
Yep, and now Zach is in now.
You're fucking wicked, man. That is
Fucking
wicked.
love.
Oh yeah, the assigned was here. How was your perspective on this, bro? You were there the whole time with the saltiness.
I was.
All right, but here's the real question.
Yeah.
What sort of tokenized returns are you getting from that, Michael?
Right. No, he said he didn't. He even left it up to him to decide what kind of equity he was going to make on the move, and I was just shocked and fucking odd. But there wasn't a lot of like super hypeness. I'm over here like, this is a fucking Twitter space where somebody got somebody funded who was like admitting who the fuck they are. You know what I mean? And that's like, that's sick to the point where I was like, is that a little bit more like putting money back into the Wolf of Wall Street's hands a little bit? But hey, everybody gets forgiven. But it was just fucking amazing. I'm sitting here with my kid, and I couldn't even be like, yo, oh my, just wanted to blow it up.
That's awesome. You know what's cool about it too is that I feel like in a lot of when we met Gene, we got to know Gene. We really I feel like we really got to kind of know him. I mean, that's what's cool is that he sort of got past just a certain level of trust, right? And that happened. That probably happened across multiple spaces, multiple times, multiple instances, multiple moments where Gene was either observed to either be decent or he was a troll at times, but he you know what I'm saying? In other words, like he made the cut
There was
somehow.
humanity in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
There was actually a human being in there. And it's not like you want him doing everything in your company, but if there was one thing you would do, you know what I mean? This would be the one thing, right?
Absolutely, and that's a key part of I think what we should be doing here is there doesn't have to be this one size fit all kind of aspect. It's like I mean, I'm doing the same thing with Anthony right now. I mean, Anthony's not on the spaces right now because he's working his ass off. He's like, holy shit, I can do this shit. He's going to do these LA Tech Week things. Yesterday we actually added like the Columbia office on our Big Kitty slide, because I wanted to talk about, we added a new country yesterday. Well, how you doing? I'm damn big, and it was good. We've already pulled him onto a show. I actually want to get him on a show that we do with our radio show because I want to talk about the story of an American going in Latin America and then coming back and what's it like in Latin America? What's the innovation scene down there? It's just as much hustle. They're just as much of a person like us. They have the same dreams. They have the same wishes. They have the same goals. They want to have families. You know what I mean? They're us. They're just in another fucking country. That's all the difference. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do a piece on that, which I think is going to be great. That's a great thing, Michael. Man, that's massive, dude. And the thing is that you're staking your reputation in that too. That's the big thing that we need to remember here, everybody. This isn't just somebody who's going to, first of all, cutting 10 grand is 10 grand. That's significant, for the majority of people in these spaces. 10 grand is nothing to sneeze at in terms of getting
Absolutely
it
nothing.
that fast. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that is serious to get it that fast like that. Sight unseen. I mean, this guy is betting a lot on Michael. Now, what's cool about it, though, is that this guy is actually doing a formula between what Michael sees and what Michael sees as really good. And that's probably a really cool, trusted relationship there to an extent where...
I've known Lincoln for 3 years.
That's great, man. You're great at getting connected to people, but that means that when people know a sure bet when they see it. That's what it is. It's sort of you're being a person at that level who's kind of like I'm in, and that's a great investment. So it's a
I think
great
if it
takeaway for
seems
you to
like
think
when you
about that.
open doors, it seems like the gates open because it's like you were just saying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dan. You were just saying that there's so many people in these spaces with 10 grand ain't shit. That's a lot of the times too in the streets, you know. And when somebody opens that door and gives you the opportunity, the gates are going to be open for the person to open that door, and that's amazing.
Yeah, man,
Sorry.
that was solid. I love that. I love that piece because the other thing we have to remember is that it's not just the person in the room; it's the person in the room and their network. Right? So if that is inspired. And I think that's the cool thing about that story too, is that, we've been meeting people that need investment on different things. So how did Gene get it? Now, Gene has a savant capability, but he also has a real like niche focus, and he's like obsessive about it. I mean, that's really about recognizing sort of opportunity. It's like the black swan opportunity, really once in a lifetime opportunity to come across somebody like Gene, and you have that. We could say that, yet at the same time, if you look at the syndicate and you look at the current successes in play, there's a nice pattern happening. So we just kind of keep going. It's kind of cool.
It's also like if you think about the business model, like it was funny when we talked to the investor. He's like, "All right, so I'm gonna send you 10 grand. No paperwork, nothing. I'm just gonna send you 10 grand. You want to run away with it? Go for it. Run away. But if you're right, there's money in this. All right, talk to you later." It was like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I love that. That's kind of the deafening sound of money sometimes, because you think
I,
about how many times you've had to stand in line for it, fucking do a pitch deck for it, and they're like, "What do you want?" Yeah, like I'm waiting my sour butter, my butterscotch soup and my old fashioned. What do you need? I need 250 grand. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm really curious about maybe sentient cows. Is it possible? Anything is. All right, here's a check. Let me know tomorrow. It was like, it's like that's what I'm
It's
like.
so strange. And the thing is, people are trying to put together like the equivalent of Shakespeare. And it's like if you only knew.
it's just like you can cut your losses by putting it out there in reality.
The thing is, like that whole idea from Zach, bottom line up front. Like it's nice to be able to like bring to bear all of the little things that you learn in this space, like bottom line up front. And I use that. Bottom dash line space front dash up colon enter. This is what the offer is, and I put it in quotation marks. And I said, when you do a criminal background check on me, this is what you're gonna see. Right? Like the whole. And then I see in WhatsApp when you see the fucking gray check marks go to blue, and you're like, "Hey, Gene, this is happening." He's like, "What?" One sec. Add him to the call. Hey, meet Gene. Actually, my name is Brad. What the fuck, Mike? You introducing me to someone you don't even know their name? That's how the call started.
Oh,
Like that's what he looks like on Twitter Spaces to me. Dan is like Dan Dan Rowe, and Anma, and Santra, and Mike Burr, and Mr.
Right.
R, and us. You
Brad's
show
real
up
name
as
is
the
John.
ass. You
Brad's
show up
real
as
name is
the ass.
John.
He does.
Brad's real name is John, and he's a big black burly dude
my
with
name
a
is
big
Ryan for all the
20
guys
G's.
in the room.
What's up, Ryan?
My name's Ryan, just for the sake of it, not the ass.
What's the OnlyFans?
Oh shit! Maybe I need to start one from the sound of it. You
Maybe you
guys
need
can
to.
give me some
Yeah,
funding.
yeah. What's funny is I think there could be an OnlyFans where just a dude's voice, not how he looked.
Someone's gonna pay for that ASMR too.
Dan,
Yeah,
there you go,
right.
bro. There you go, Dan. Another skill.
Knowledge, skill, attitude.
I like that.
So it's really strange. It's just like one of those things where it's like, it was one of the shortest conversations I've ever had in my life for something so significant. But
Which
it's
you
one of
ain't
those
like
things where I was going to say, like, when you think about all of the opportunities that we've heard, this is actually one of the easiest things to validate. even if it goes to 0. It's actually one of the easiest things to validate.
Isn't that crazy though? Is like a lot of people are looking for funding, and like there's literally people like probably in front of their faces that would be willing to give up $20 or $30, and they just don't have the fucking nuts to ask for it.
You know, like we had the conversation, right? But the thing is, like, he's been preparing himself for this moment all his life, if you think about it, right? He put himself behind the fucking 8 ball, right? Literally. It's a good pun. Behind the 8 ball. Anyways, so, anyways, you know, he's 40 years old now, right? And because he put himself behind the 8 ball, he had to, like, he's like Bane. He's like Zach, right? He had to dig his ass out of that fucking thing and, like, jump over that thing you're not supposed to jump over, right? To get out of that. And we're talking to Anne Marie, it's like, yeah, I know there are, like, check marks and X's beside the dude's name, but of all the people you talk to in this niche, of all the people I've met in that niche, you know what I mean? It's a healthy respect for niches.
Yeah, it's just the difference of being caught and not being caught.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, right? But just one of those things where it you know, I have this thing on my LinkedIn that says the time between ideation and physical manifestation has never been shorter, and I think that's true, and it's a lie. Does that make sense? It took that guy 40 years to prepare for those 2 minutes.
Hey, wait a minute. That was kind of a riff off of my riff. You can't say it's a lie. That's not fair.
Right? Because that 40 years that guy prepared for that 2-minute call. What the fuck, dude? 40 years for a 2-minute call?
But it happens like that, right? Like, I mean, you know, I don't know about your life, but I know there's probably a lot of people in here that can possibly say that as well. Like, you work and work and work in something towards something, and it really does just take that one meeting, right? To not just change your life, but just to, how do I say this? Like, you know, take you a different path instead of just continue on the same path that you are. It's amazing.
Yeah, for me,
and it's so amazing to watch in real time. By the way, I just have to say that real quick, Mike.
Yeah.
Michael, like, it is absolutely amazing to watch in real time. It is. It's wonderful. It gives you so much, I don't know, energy yourself.
I'm loath to put any more constraints on it other than the syndicate. Does that make sense? I'm like afraid to artificially constrain what's happening because every day I wake up, it's like I didn't expect for this, but it happened.
No, just ride the wave. Just ride the
That's
wave.
it. That's
right?
it.
You're
That's
on the
it.
wave. We're already on the wave. Right.
That's
we
it.
just need to stay on the board.
Exactly. I just appreciate people just like doing stuff, you know, even if it takes 40 years. It's just nice to see that, because like I said, I'm 32 and I'm sure there's younger people in the audience, right? There could be people that are much younger, but to see that people are still doing things even after that, you know, that time in their life. Like for me,
Oh shit! I think you're ragging for me. Or maybe that's just me.
No, I'm getting the
it's
same thing.
like physically.
Getting the same thing.
Mr. Roger
Yeah,
ragging.
he's rugging. It's like Dan. Dan, I bet you, has been funny since birth, right? He's probably came out. He absolutely has. I guarantee you. I haven't known him, but yeah.
Dan, you have to read Jim Thompson. Have you ever heard of the author Jim Thompson?
No.
When Jim Thompson is like Stephen King actually mentioned his name, and I think that's how I found him because I think I've read everything by Stephen King, and he said Jim Thompson is like, this guy's the truth. And when you, I think I tagged you in one of it, but this is like when you hear the narration, like, man, And
Does
a
it
lot of
sound
it
like me? It doesn't sound like me, does it?
no, it's the vibe. Does that make sense? Right?
Interesting.
He opened the door. A woman with eyes too close together stared back at him. She was 2'7". You know what I mean?
I love that.
He almost stepped over her. Maybe she was 1.7. He didn't know which metric system he was using. You know what I mean? Like that.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, we were just having fun.
Add Zach to the story. Zach
Oh, yeah.
strolled into the room, took off his parachute, just landed in. He turned to his troops and said the coded words. TF PSYOP on the 2X. Roger that, Cap. They ran off into the field. Michael looked at him. What the fuck was that? They're going to go get me a half cappuccino and fries. Do you want any? No, I'm fine.
So I had an old officer that every jump we would do, he jumped in. Didn't matter where it was. He jumped in with his French press. And you get on the DZ.
Look at that.
You'd get on the DZ and you'd like get to like an assembly area, and it was just like there he was just making gourmet coffee on the drop zone, on all of our training jumps. And then we did one jump where we jumped in and it was like 22-mile ruck, and I had like 115 pounds on my back, and like we got to the assembly area and I was dying. I was all out of water. I wanted to just kill someone. It was so miserable. And this guy walks over and goes, "Coffee?" And I was just like, "Sir, why do you not look like anything's wrong? Like, why are you not looking like you're hurt?" He's like, "Oh, I drove here." And I was like, "You motherfucker." So that was the day I said I'll never have French press coffee ever again.
We're talking about, Michael, what are we talking about?
The smell of napalm and French vanilla.
Oh, yes. So I want to introduce you guys to Daniel. Daniel, meet everyone. Daniel, everyone.
Hi,
Daniel.
everyone. I'm here to ruin the party. How's it going?
Daniel, can you talk about the stuff that happened this week?
Oh, so yeah, I mean, shitcoin is kind of like I don't know, like a third project that we are working on. So that's kind of like not the most interesting one at this point.
Yeah, not the most interesting one.
But yeah, so yeah, we met with Michael. You know, when was it? Yesterday?
I think so. The day before. I can't keep track of the days anymore.
I don't
I think
know.
yesterday was the other company.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. We organized like a talk with Professor Terry Tritt and other professors to talk about thermoelectric materials, and it was a lot of fun. And Michael was there too, so yeah, it was pretty good.
Nice. So that's the place we all were learning about the thermoelectric cooling and heating.
Yeah, that's right.
How did your meeting go today? Or was it yesterday?
Oh, so yeah, it was pretty good. You know, we are moving ahead, and hopefully we are building a prototype soon. So.
Can you tell them the story of the stone soup?
Oh, the stone soup. I guess, yeah.
This is the best startup story you'll ever hear in your life. And Daniel told me, maybe you can explain your shirt as well. We created that shirt.
Okay, I will start with the shirt. So when the crypto craze was high, and you know, a lot of people have a lot of money and they don't know what to do with it, you know, they usually dump it into Bitcoin and mostly Dogecoin. And I was before the curve, you know, or before it, you know, it happened. So I was able to, how should I say, I was lucky enough to you know, be a Dogecoin holder before